What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I am your host, Nick, and I hope everyone's having a really great Thursday. Yeah, that's what I want. That's how I want to start. Well, I also just want to start by thanking everyone for their well wishes that they sent Nally and I. Obviously, we dropped that very personal episode about the miscarriage Nally experienced not too long ago. So I just want to say thank you. I've been pretty much staying offline. But I know Nally's got a lot of nice, lovely messages, and if you sent me something, I appreciate it. I'm trying not to read anything. Grant Ellis I did not know, is in the music biz. Did any of you know?
I feel like that was his whole bit, was like that he...
Did he talk about that when we were here?
A rapper on Gens.
Yeah. Wasn't that his
He
whole
did. He did beatbox for us, and he was quite good. I just thought that was like a, hey, like, party trick.
Well, we did see in the previews for this season that he was going to be singing and playing piano and stuff.
No, again, talent, yeah. But
yeah, we just thought it was like a hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
like, oh, I found out one day I could beatbox, so now that's what I bust out as my party trick. We didn't know that it was like, oh, you are an artist.
Now, I'm hearing that, I'm not surprised, but is Bachelor Nation coming for him?
It seems so.
What are they saying?
Not here for the right reasons.
Oh, God forbid.
I mean...
I just want to say, if someone needs to be the president and founder of the Grant Ellis Musical Fan Club, I will carry that mantle.
I'll be VP.
Okay.
You're going to go Spencer Pratt on it.
Yeah. You know what, should I? Should I just start
We're only gonna blow it up to number
threats
2.
to people?
Yeah, we can't surpass Heidi.
Yeah, we can only do number 2.
Yeah, I'll be like, guys, I don't want to pass Heidi. She needs a new house.
Trying to make this the number 2 song.
We're trying to make this a number 2 song on Spotify and all the billboards.
It's a good song, too.
It is a good song.
It's called Party Girl.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I want to listen to this at the club.
Wait, it's so good.
I want to go to the club.
Can we put this on? I don't have TikTok on my phone anymore.
I can work that out for you.
I don't.
My
have
team
TikTok
has
either.
access to the TikTok that I don't. I can't get on my own TikTok.
I lost access to mine.
So if they post any weird shit, guys, I was definitely hacked.
I did find a solution to this, by the way.
What? Really?
We buy Sierra a new phone, and then you can have Sierra's old phone for TikTok.
No, I don't want. I mean, I'm actually quite pleased. I don't need to be on that shit. It's great. I just find it to be a little like, well, what if I want to?
I'm not mad at Justin trying to get me a new phone, though.
Yeah.
It's a thing. People are buying old phones right now that have
fucking
I
TikTok
know they're
on
selling
it.
them for like $50,000.
It's giving
or
Flappy Bird craze.
To be able to be on TikTok for an extra 73 days?
Is
that why?
T-minus, yeah.
$50,000 for 73 days is crazy.
That's
Look.
crazy.
Addiction.
That's insane.
It's real.
It's even more insane than Bachelor Nation not wanting to support an up-and-coming artist. It's
Yeah,
so rude.
Guys,
like-
they casted an influencer. They casted many influencers.
Yeah, they're all influencers.
They're all influencers.
Every one of their bio was like, I want to be famous.
Yeah.
Is basically what all of them said.
How dare you go on TV and not want to be famous?
Didn't one of them on a New York billboard? A Times Square billboard?
Yeah, Chloe wants to be in Times Square.
Yeah.
She's not even hiding it.
And she should be.
But also, the fact of the matter is he came on the show as a contestant and didn't release any songs for while he was a contestant. So, like, let him, as the Bachelor, release his song.
Yeah.
He definitely got a talking to, I'm guessing, from the producers, for sure.
Let the man live. Express himself through art.
Listen, I would be just as pissed as Bachelor Nation if it sucked. Like, if it was a shitty song, I'd be like, are you for real?
Well,
Like, you're
yeah.
trying to promote this shitty ass song.
No.
It's not good.
But-
No, I would be like, come on, for real. But because it's so good, it's like,
I wouldn't. You would be mad. I would be. I would
roll my eyes.
I
a
would be
lot.
disappointed in Grant for the lack of self-awareness for him to like put himself on blast for not dropping an absolute hit. But it's a smash. I wonder what the pop star Heidi Montag thinks about it.
We should ask
We
her.
will find out later this episode because Heidi and Spencer will be in studio. Finally, we get to talk to the icons that are Heidi and Spencer. I truly, again, I love this couple. I love this story. I love the way they're riding for each other.
Wait, so has Grant said anything about people hating on him? Or is he just like,
Probably not. He's kind of like not allowed to speak for himself publicly.
oh, he's got a muzzle on?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe he's already gone rogue. So
Yeah.
where is it charting at all?
I don't know. Let me check. But don't worry. Nick texted him or some other Grant we don't know.
Grant, no last name, and Nick's phone received a text
I'm not good at
message.
saving numbers. And I did get a new phone. So like usually I refer to like, I go to like the text threads. There have been people who have texted me this morning, given obviously the news that we dropped yesterday. Some people I'm like, no idea who this is, and I just respond back with like a heart.
I like the idea that you might have like texted like your old accountant or something. Just like, love the song, loved the episode.
I said love the episode, love the song with a music emoji. Didn't say it was from Nick.
Mhm.
Just
Your
in
accountant's
case.
like, oh my God, you listen to my SoundCloud? Nick Viall listens to my SoundCloud?
It could be a grant from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
For
it,
sure.
could- it really could be.
The song, and I know that Spotify takes a few days to like update accurately, but as of when it was released, it has 8,914 plays on Spotify.
Get those numbers up.
Only
And
8,000?
I'm probably 25 of those.
Only 8,000.
He's an indie
I
artist.
feel like that was probably before he released it, before the episode,
Guys,
right?
it's an absolute banger.
Yeah.
It looks like he released it the night of the premiere, and then
Yeah.
the same day, there's a Rolling Stones headline that says the new Bachelor says he's open to therapy since filming the reality show.
What's
A
that have to do
musician
with his
who-
smash hit?
A musician who would go to therapy,
might not be
that's
related.
actually news.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hot.
he's healthy.
We need to talk about that.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'll never understand the internet trolls. If you are trolling online, you need therapy.
Yeah, like let people enjoy their lives.
Anyways, Team Grant, like, well, let's make sure we're riding for this song. Let's make sure we're dancing to this song on
On it.
Mhm.
all platforms.
Playing it on Spotify right now on silent as we speak.
Is it
Mhm.
on? Can we upload it to TikTok and Instagram? Can we do that? Can we be the first one who tries to get this music going?
Original audio, and then it shows your
Mhm.
face.
Well,
Yeah,
can,
Grant's
can
probably
we?
gonna be like,
how do you
"Wait
do?
a
Like, how do
fucking
how do
second."
how do the
We
how,
can-
do, how do you do that?
We
Like,
can
how
do an
do-
original audio. He might have already uploaded it. I don't know.
We have to make a viral dance or like moment and then use his audio and then just
Has
have
he
like
loaded
that.
it, or has his
viral.
handlers already gotten their claws into him?
Oh, it's on there. You can
On
make a
Unreal?
minute. Yeah.
Oh my God! I know what I'm doing later today.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Filming a
Moving on.
TikTok on my phone.
Do you think Meryl Streep would listen to Grant Ellis's song?
If she has taste,
That's so well. Meryl does famously have taste.
she does.
You know what else happened to her?
Tell me, Mary.
Well, she was forced to cut a car-sized hole in her fence to flee LA wildfires.
What is her fence made of?
What did she use to cut it?
Wire cutters. This
Yeah.
big old.
She has a
Yeah.
wire fence.
Really?
She went to
Wire
her
fence.
neighbors, and I guess it's
She
the
has
fence.
wire cutters.
Yeah, so basically, Abe Streep, her nephew, spoke out to New York Magazine saying, "My aunt Meryl Streep received an order to evacuate on January 8th, but when she tried to leave, she discovered that a large tree had fallen over her driveway, blocking her only exit. Determined to make it out, she borrowed wire cutters from a neighbor, cut a car-sized hole in the fence she shared with the neighbors on the other side, and drove through the yard to escape."
That's what she learned on set of Mamma Mia while running that hotel.
What an iconic line. My Aunt Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Where was
Casual
Martin
end
Short?
sentence there.
He was probably running shotgun, being like, "Hurry, Meryl!"
You missed one.
Yeah. So the car-sized hole for Martin was a bus-sized hole.
I'm just more like shocked that she has a wire fence.
She said it was her. It was the fence she shares with her neighbors. Maybe it was her neighbor's fence.
I'm not doubting
Yeah.
Meryl. I just want to see this fence.
Also, the
Okay.
wire cutters.
I'll reach out to Meryl.
Shall we jump into the Matt and Rachel of it all?
Sure. What did she say?
Leia, do you want to go for it? Our historian?
Yes. Okay. So Rachel and Matt break up. It's devastating, but what happened is even more devastating. Basically, they are food bloggers, as we know. I watch all their
Is
videos.
she also a food blogger, or is she planning on
sh-
to continue to food blog? Are they now competing?
She's
food
involved in the
bloggers?
content. I mean, so what happened was
The
she was
rivalry.
looking for a restaurant to go to, and it didn't live up to expectations. She was stressed about it. Anyway, it blows over. They get over it. The next day, she felt like he was annoyed with her, so she asked, "Are you annoyed at me?" And then it kind of snowballed into a conversation about how she doesn't have qualities that he wants in a wife. He's not sure if he'll ever propose to her. Basically, doesn't want to waste more time of hers. Then he breaks up with her as she is getting on a plane.
When you say as she's getting on a plane, like he dropped her off at the airport and said, "By the way, we're broken up," or
I believe this all happened while they were on the trip to Japan. So maybe I think they're getting on separate flights.
What's crazy is that he goes Instagram official while she's on this flight. Some of her friends and family members found out about the breakup while she was on this flight. Anyway, I don't know how I feel about this.
I mean, it definitely lacks tact.
After 4 years, this would be a very frustrating way to be broken up with. And I'm sorry, but like saying I don't want to waste your time after 4 years of
I'll say this, and slight defense of Matt. It's just like, listen, there's no good way of breaking up with someone. You're always going to be the bad guy. People are allowed to like not have feelings. Like clearly, per Rachel's version of the story, it lacks tact and sensitivity and empathy and care, and it definitely gives Rachael every reason to be angry and hate Matt, for sure. I do always say, like, when you break up with someone, sometimes the most selfless thing, I don't think Matt was trying to be selfless. I think he was being selfish and like he didn't know what to say, so he just did it this way. But like, when you break up with someone, if you give them a lot of reasons to hate you early on, it's definitely easy for them to move on. I don't think Matt deserves any medals for this, but like, have you ever heard of someone breaking someone's heart and they go, yeah, they did it in a really great way. That was awesome. Wow, you deserve a medal for the way you sensitively broke up with me.
No, like the nicer the things that you're saying, like no,
The
you're
worse it is. Yeah.
You're an amazing person. You deserve the world.
And I
just
love
not
you
with me.
so much, and like
Yeah.
you'll always be in my heart, and like I'll always care for you, and I'll
It's like, then
always
why are we
love
breaking
you.
up?
Yeah.
Like, then I'm gonna jump out a window.
It sounds like you love me.
Yeah.
So like, there's just no good way. And yeah, I mean, the fact that he posted while she was on a plane is wild behavior for sure.
Mhm.
But like, he's definitely like cutting the cord.
He said, "This is what I said," and in case you didn't know, now your whole family does.
Yeah.
Definitely lacking tact and sensitivity. But you know, I don't know.
Not evil.
He didn't commit a crime.
As I said, setting her up for bigger and better.
Also, she says that a few days before they were talking about how he feels so lucky to have her as a partner. So, and he said like there are so many qualities that he loves about her.
Clearly, he made up this reason as to why he wanted to break up with her because
What are you supposed to say to someone? Like when it's like, and and every time someone wants to have the talk, and I always tell people who call in, I literally talk about it, and don't text your ex happy birthday, plug. It was just like going and having one more conversation. It's just like asking the person who already told you they don't want to be with you to find more reasons to tell you why they're not interested in being with you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just no good way. Either way, when you break someone's heart after certainly a period of time, especially if it's a long relationship, especially if there were like conversations about the future, you're always going to feel like that person stabbed you in the back, like they lied to you, like they didn't follow through with whatever promises you guys made as a couple when things were good. I mean,
it is sad to see. It's sad. I mean, you can see in Rachel's face just how like heartbroken she is, and I mean, I feel for her. I'm like,
yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I feel for her about the breakup. I still go back to what we said when we first heard the announcement. I think what Rachael had to experience going through the show itself and that whole ordeal, she made a mistake and she was martyred.
I do think we're in the era of people should just not be on their Instagram accounts. First Matt, now Shed Media. Have you been seeing this?
wait,
No.
what is this?
So Shed Media is the
wild. Shed
Shed-
Media is the production company that produces Salt Lake City and Roni.
and Roni.
Mhm.
Okay,
But basically, they have a casting Instagram account that's followed by like Jenna Lyons and other
so it's
like
a real casting account.
yes. you
It's
would
like, like the Bachelor casting has their own Instagram and, like,
Sure.
yeah.
So first, right after the premiere airs, which it kind of did pick up after a season of flopping, the casting account posted Roni casting calls. So basically, like casting new woman. Reunion still hasn't aired yet, so it's kind of weird. And they also don't usually cast housewives on an Instagram post.
Yeah.
Like it's not open
Mhm.
casting. Then whoever's running this account is going crazy.
Like,
So on their stories, they start posting multiple slides. Do not come at me with your complaints, insults, or ridiculous comments. In all caps, you will be blocked. Also, in all
Right.
caps, I only have time for Roni. Save your other topics for another time. Another slide. Also, in all caps, please be real with yourself. If you're interested in submitting, do you actually see yourself with this cast?
It like this person is taking this like it's their personal Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
bitch, we
Yeah.
don't know who you are.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be like if Mary went on the Viall Files Instagram and just started like going
and I was
off.
like, if you have anything mean to say about anyone that I like, shut your fucking mouth. Like,
Wait,
You
so
would-
That's
so
great.
no one
I
has
would be gone.
no one has been like
we would have a coaching
Yeah. We'd have
opportunity.
a PR session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hand it
It
over?
might go really well. Who knows? I mean, everyone's talking about this.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Do you think it's a stunt?
Maybe
It
it's
has
brilliant.
to be. It has to be. They've been taken down, and like I don't know if like it was an intern or like someone posted on their normal account, but then it happened to be. But then they're clearly responding to
They
the
meant
people.
it for close friends.
I mean, the amount of times Sierra tags me in a video and then it's deleted, I'm like, well, she has wrong account.
It's the most mortifying moment of my life. And Justin and Leia can attest. I'm literally like, fuck, shit. And it's like all like loading and I'm trying to
You
like
have to wait
stop
for it to
it.
post
Yeah.
fully before you can delete
And
it
then,
too.
no,
And then-
one time I posted my own personal story on the Viall Files account and Nick's
What the
because
fuck
we were
is going
doing
on,
collabs
guys?
with
I'm not-
that.
Well,
That was
Another
Well-
account I'm not logged into.
we had a design meeting yesterday for the Lake House, and Nick sent them our
Oh.
episode from the yesterday.
Yeah,
And he was like,
before.
please don't. Wait, don't listen to that. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
Oh.
I'm trying to send you a Pinterest link.
Oh, no.
They were like,
Yeah, fuck you,
Okay.
Pinterest. Like every time you say copy link, it doesn't ever work the first time. So like for anyone out there sending a Pinterest link, make sure it says
from your laptop.
copied link.
No.
It needs to say copied link because
There's
it never works.
Also, a heads up when you send the link, if you wait a couple seconds, it will like make a bubble so you can see exactly what you're sending.
Mhm.
well, because it just gave me the code and I didn't know what the
Say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
I'm shocked with
Ooh.
your lack of text skills. Is your
It's
remote
not-
still talking?
It's not a lack of tech skills.
It is. He has yet to fix that.
My what?
YouTube it.
The TV's still talking every time
I haven't figured
River
that one
has.
out. I'm actually pretty tech savvy. It's just like at this point in my life, it's just a matter of do I need it? Do I not need it? And I cleanse my, it's like the water cleanse. I just,
He's like, do I need
Yeah.
good internet back here? Or do I just want Natalie to keep yelling at me every time the TV's buffering?
24, 25, 26, turn the channel, YouTube TV, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, fuck.
Have you ever accidentally sent a voice note?
How do you accidentally
Yeah,
send a
I
voice
probably
note?
have, but it definitely was
it's
just
so
like
possible.
Well-
ruffling.
Oh, yeah, no, like absolutely. Actually, every time, like I have my phone and it's like it starts recording some bullshit. And,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
That happens a lot.
Brittany.
I accidentally sent a voice note of myself peeing to my boss at my last company.
Oh my god.
Say that last part out loud.
My last company.
There you go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not to Nick, but it was horrible. I literally was like immediately like, do not play that. And then everyone saved it. It was a group message.
I rushed
Oh my
out of
God.
a dinner because I thought I was missing a producer call Friday night because somebody pocket butt dialed.
I butt dialed the group chat the other day.
You pocket FaceTimed.
Yes.
Yeah.
he pocket FaceTimed the whole.
Hey, here's a question for
I lo-
Apple. By the way, still pissed at you guys. Fuck you. Why can't you have some sort of like butt dial prevention feature?
Yeah, like you have to hit the button to make
You're
sure
like,
that like
if the
you actually wanna
iPhone can
call.
read every metric in your body,
It's giving ass print versus fingerprint. Let's not.
how
do
hard
that.
could it be
Yeah.
to like be like your phone is clearly in a pocket? We're not trying to call anyone.
They do
Mhm.
have it for the emergency call button. It gives you 3 seconds with the loudest alarm you could ever think.
Yeah. So why can't they do it when your phone's in
You're
your
about
pocket?
to send
Yeah.
a voice memo to someone you haven't talked to
Yeah,
in a
you're-
long time.
You're telling me Apple is going to communicate with Spotify to recommend me Grant's new song the next time I go on Spotify,
but
but
it
they
doesn't
cannot.
know when your phone's in your butt.
Yeah.
Does it ever happen when your phone is in your butt, or is it like when you're holding your?
Not in your butt.
No,
Yeah.
obviously not in your butt. But like, how often does your phone call someone when it's actually in your pocket?
No, but
I
now
feel
that
like
Leia
it's
brings
like
it
when
up,
you're.
like shockingly, I'll take out my phone and it's like there's a voice memo recording.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
cheek do you prefer when it's in your butt?
Usually my right, but sometimes my left.
Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know.
Which one betrays you the most?
I'm ambidextrous with my butt. Yeah.
I did have a Brittany moment yesterday in the interview we shot where I like looked down and I had like 3 minutes of the interview recorded on my phone and I was like, and I
I
deleted
feel like
it
majority of the
instantly.
time my flashlight is on and people think I'm recording
Yeah.
or something, but it's just I've turned my flashlight on.
That
Maybe
too.
that's what happened with Brittany in Salt Lake City.
Also, Siri, like when no one's talking to you, that's when you decide to pop up.
Yeah.
Does anybody notice that?
Yeah.
Like,
Come
if
on, big booty husband, big dick husband, heart,
ass.
eggplant, Nick. It's like,
Or when you're like,
you relax,
call
girl.
Sierra, and then it calls some random person from like your past, and I'm
Sarah.
just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it just calls them. It's not even like, are you sure you want to call that person? It just calls them, and then they call me back, and I'm like, fuck, I haven't spoken to this person in years.
Oh no. My Siri's broken and I actually feel very, very comfortable in
I've
that.
never used Siri. Do you guys use Siri?
Yeah, all the time.
Hey Siri.
She's my bestie.
Hey Siri, shut the fuck up, baby. That's my take on it.
You know what I didn't know that you could do though? Is
What?
send a 6.5 minute voice note.
that was the scariest fucking voice note
That's
I've ever heard
giving
in my
voice
life.
memo.
It, like, not even because it's just about Donnie. If I heard it from anyone, if I heard it from my own husband, like, I'm calling the police. That was very scary. It sounded like he had just jacked off for 2 hours. The like heavy breathing. It was just the most uncomfortable thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Well, sad to say, we are still in the minority.
That's fucking crazy. Like the fact that people are like, what? He literally just said that, like, I'm sure you have a baby on your boob. Like, what's the problem with that? It's like,
Literally.
I'm fucking sorry. If any other man besides my husband is like, hey, I'm sure there's a baby on your boob right now. Like, you could say maybe you're nursing. I'm sorry. Like, you might be nursing, right? Nursing. That's the only word you're allowed to say as a man who's not my husband is
Yeah.
nursing.
If I get a voice note at 2 a.m. from my boss, I'm quitting.
Yeah, that's also fucked up.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm sure you're asleep, but I'm going to send a 6.5-minute voice note anyways.
Talk to me tomorrow.
I will say that Justin stands. I saw some of the headlines and they were very offended. There was an E! News headline that said Justin Baldoni sends 2 a.m. voice note talking about Blake's boob, which
True.
He did.
Accurate reporting.
there are other headlines saying, Justin Baldoni says 2 a.m. voice note of him apologizing. I guess he could go either way. Justin supporters were very offended by that headline. And then in the comments, they pointed out that it allegedly was following a very long text from Blake at 1:50 a.m. And I was like, huh? How do they know this? Where are they getting this from? If you look at some of the many screenshots, like Justin had like a variety of like screenshots and then the extraction
But
thing.
if it's a response, he's literally saying like,
Well, exactly. So like there was a text message from Blake and that there was a timestamp. I mean, it's debated whether some things are altered or not. Who knows? I don't want to get into that. But this one does say 1:49 in some seconds. And according to some other ones, they had used army time. So that would suggest that at some point, Blake Lively sent a 1:50 a.m. text message. But yeah, this wasn't in response to that. I mean, like, let's play it started.
Hey, Blake. It is 2 a.m. Hopefully this does not wake you up. Whew.
he says, sorry if this wakes you up. Like, what? He wouldn't say that if they were just texting 5 minutes
Exactly.
beforehand.
Yeah. Continue.
We can FaceTime or see each other in person soon and get to talk more. But I'm just going to send you a few thoughts, and hopefully it's not going to be more than a few minutes. But I don't have the best track record. I don't think either one of us have the best track record for our voice memos. I want to start with an apology.
Man, that's hard to do.
Reading the second part of your
This
message,
feels-
my
I
heart.
listened to the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing.
And then play the boob comment.
You probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob, and you're listening to me ramble at 2 a.m. I hope you're feeling better.
I just don't think anyone talks like
But
that.
it's all there's also in there like I get all of Blake Lively, our chemistry, like the stuff he's saying is like not stuff I would want my husband sending someone he works with.
Yeah.
Like that's just
People disagree.
that I know, but it's like that is just the scariest.
I don't know how anyone can listen to that and think there's no way that this is a man who could make someone feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
or,
Right.
or who is like hyper aware of like a woman's boundaries. And I only point that out because again, this is a guy who claims to be someone who like makes being hyper aware of women's boundary his entire identity.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's why for me, it just, I don't know. I don't know how you listen to that and go, yeah, definitely no way he can be creepy.
Can someone put like 70s porno music under it and see what would happen and what the tone of it would be?
And that's, well, interesting enough.
It's
Like, listen,
like-
if you have the hots for Justin Baldoni and you listen to that, like a lot of women are saying.
Oh my God,
you
the
think he-
TikToks are insane.
they think he has this sexy voice
It's
and they're
like-
like getting off on it, like, and I guess if you think he's hot, that makes sense. But like, what if, I don't know, for the ladies out there, if a man has ever made you feel creepy, think about that person sending you this message. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You guys have your opinion. We have ours. Apparently there's a new court date. We're going to have to wait till March of next year to figure out, well, I mean, I don't know how long this trial will last.
We don't even know if it's actually going to happen and it might get pushed back.
What could get pushed back? They could settle. Like, I'm of the belief and the opinion that like Justin and his team very much want to continue to release information as they've stated. And that's why I don't get, like, is it even debated that Justin has employed this very sophisticated, like, team that, like, smears people online? I think Justin and his team very much trying to get them to settle. I think they want to make this exhausting and keep releasing personal information after personal information and have this be, like, so just have everyone online, like, not agree with them so that they just get fatigue.
I do feel like it's going to be hard if they continue to release footage of like how are they going to pick a jury for this trial? If like they're just
Well,
constant,
they do
like-
have a court order in February to decide whether Justin's lawyer can continue to keep doing what he's doing or or not do that. So we'll see what happens. And I think that's like early February or something. But the actual trial.
I think it's a day after my birthday.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I volunteer as tribute.
I'll be on the jury. I'm unbiased.
we are not unbiased.
Speak for yourself.
We clearly have an opinion.
I'm just like, everybody on the jury is going to have to be somewhere between like 60 and 90
Yeah.
that like
Doesn't
doesn't
have
have
social
social media.
media.
But then that's going to be
Yeah.
biased in itself because they're going to hate women.
But even then, those are the and those are the same people that are watching like daytime television. So you know that there's been a story on Good Morning America.
And who
Yeah.
also love like a young man with
Yeah.
long hair and muscles. And
Your
they're gonna be like,
grandmother is
you
going to be
are
like, that's
so
a nice boy.
precious." Yeah.
That's a nice boy. I don't like the tone in her voice.
It's
yeah, that's what's going to happen.
clearly great looking men get away with a
Ugly
lot.
men get away with stuff too.
Sure.
Yeah, let's be clear.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt when they're hi, Leia.
He kind of. Why was he kind of giving Lisa
Yeah.
Barlow with that?
Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Leia just quit. Damn it, Nick.
That's what I'm saying.
Did y'all see that Logan Paul and Jake Paul are now going to fight each other?
At least
Yeah.
someone's gonna lose.
Yeah.
I hope they both lose.
It'll be a draw.
Yeah,
Then you know
literally.
it's bullshit.
We tied.
Yeah.
We hit each other the exact same amount of times.
I mean, I feel like all the critics of Jake Paul is just like, you seem like you're really good, but like, can you fight an actual boxer? If that's like his lane of boxing, why won't you fight an actual like leading
In their-
ranked
in their
boxer?
prime,
Yeah.
ranked at some level at your weight class.
Like
you know.
clearly him fighting his brother.
You guys have been doing this since grade school. Come
Yeah.
on now.
I mean,
I mean,
listen,
it's-
maybe-
I think they're in it for the money, and they're making a lot of it.
I mean,
so-
they put this on Max. They got to deal with Max to air this.
Do you think that like no other like legitimate boxer wanted to do this after Mike Tyson because they were like, I'm
No,
not
they
going to
all do.
sacrifice my title? Well, because obviously there's probably an agreement
they
in
say
the
what you-
contract.
I have no idea what these contracts, but there's no denying that these guys are making a ton of money, and if you're willing to fight
Yeah.
or get the opportunity to fight Jake or his brother, you're gonna make some money.
I'm just saying if you don't need the money and you care about like your title as a boxer, you're probably not going to fight him if it's in a clause that
Well,
like
I'm not
You have to lose.
that knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm not like that, like
We're not
in
sure
the
that's
know
100%
of like the
sure.
boxing industry, but I don't think the money is there for a lot of up and comers, and it's not what it even used to be for the top tier people. So like the type of money that Jake and his brother can make you, I think is far more than anything a regular boxer is making these days. So I really don't think it's a lack of boxers being willing to beat the shit out of the Paul brothers. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Paul brothers.
that's correct.
I can't tell with two first names. I always forget. I think it's like them being very careful who they pick
right.
as to
Who they can
who they want to.
I wish
Fight
I
against.
didn't know who they were. I think it would be a much more peaceful, beautiful world filled with flowers and roses if the Paul brothers were not famous.
I have made them richer. I have paid to try to see them get their beat up. I have and lost. So
I do wonder who is keeping these people in business.
us.
You.
I don't like
Well,
violence.
speaking of another famous Paul, Taylor Frankie Paul not only confirmed that Mormon Wives returns May 2025, but also the moms of Mom Talk are fighting. And
Thank God.
Jesse and Demi have now unfollowed each other on Instagram, and they were like the
Jesse
packaged pair.
and Demi.
They are
Hairstylist.
working.
They look the same.
Hairstylist and Fruity
Jesse and
Pebbles.
Demi?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they seem like
I think it's
some of them.
Demi.
Demi.
As
Demi.
in, like more. Yeah.
Demi.
I think these are professionals who
Yeah.
take their craft very seriously, and I have the utmost respect for them.
Yeah.
The excitement I get every time I open up TikTok and Taylor Frankie Paul is crying on my feed, I'm just like, what happened now? And I'm in another rabbit hole. So they are always providing
Mhm.
entertainment.
I'm obsessed with her TikTok.
Yeah. It's so
I
messy,
can't look away.
so entertaining.
What's going to happen in 73 days?
How will Mom Talk
What if she
survive?
breaks her phone?
I honestly think, what if like they just make an app called Mom Talk, and then
Honestly.
it's just Mom Talk?
I would subscribe.
Why aren't you on Mom Talk? You're a mom. You talk.
You know, I think it's more the dancing, and I feel like I
dance.
exceeded my TikTok trend dancing in COVID.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I pushed it too far in COVID, and I won't be returning back to that version of myself.
Fair enough.
Because I watch them back, and it's honestly the cringiest thing I've ever seen. So we all have those moments.
You're afraid of River getting sick and you just needing to like dance through.
in front of her in her
Yeah.
I need to watch that at some point. It really brings like me joy.
Yeah.
Can you find it?
No.
So good.
Oh, one last insane thing, not related to Mom Talk, but Jill Zarin's daughter, Ali Shapiro, is dating Leo from Love is Blind.
Who and who?
Jill Zarin.
She's a OG New York housewife.
Yeah.
Like back with the Ramona. She was, yeah.
Her daughter, Ali, is dating Leo from Love is
The
Blind.
art dealer.
daughter.
The art dealer.
Dealer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's blowing my mind.
And she posted a photo with him captioning it.
Can I see who these people? I mean, I remember what
Yeah.
Jeremy looks like.
Leo?
Leo,
Jeremy.
sorry. He looks like a Jeremy to me.
The way
He does look like a Jeremy.
It's not Jeremy, it's
I don't know.
Jeremy.
The way his brain just like picks a name out of thin air and is like, that's who he
Mhm.
said, right?
I
He
love
just
Jeremy.
looks like he would get kicked off of a golf course for being drunk.
But remember his whole thing was,
I hear he's a
Yeah.
nice
Oh,
fellow.
yeah.
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 I said he looks like. I didn't say he is.
and he's dating somebody he's never gonna have to be concerned about. It wants him for his money.
But
So,
before we
yeah.
move on with household headlines, we have Olivia Holt coming up shortly to talk about her new movie, Heart Eyes. If you are into that thriller, scary movie type of thing, which I know many of you are, we are excited to talk to Olivia coming up very shortly. What's our daily dilemma?
Okay, so this is a Am I the Asshole story that people reported on. Man disinvited from his sister's baby shower after planning an entire event from the man's perspective.
All right, so he's the one asking if he's the asshole.
Yes.
All right.
The man's youngest sister announced her pregnancy after a long journey to conceive. Excited for her, he and his other sister offered to assist with the baby shower. However, the gesture soon led to unexpected complications. For some reason, she took that as, my brother said he would pay for the baby shower and drafted a guest list of 120 people. In an effort to get plans rolling, he created the digital invites and registration site, booked the venue, offered to make centerpieces, and agreed to pick up the food on the day of the event. He even committed to purchasing a stroller as a gift. His husband also volunteered to organize games for the shower. Things began to change when the pregnant sister became increasingly demanding. The final straw was when she sent him a text message criticizing his efforts, stating, I'm disappointed by how much work you've put into this shower. The situation further escalated after the pregnant sister began to complain to other family members about the lack of support she was receiving. She even questioned their mother about her contributions to the shower. My 70-year-old retired mother was taken aback by that comment and offered to cook food for 120 people. Following the argument between the expectant mother and her family, she took drastic measures and disinvited her brother. She's been so ungrateful throughout this entire process and has since uninvited me to her shower and sarcastically said, enjoy your 40th, and removed me from my sibling group chat.
I feel like there's more to the story.
It reads very harsh.
It's definitely giving the brother is writing this.
I'm confused about is that it just sounds like the brother did a lot, that his partner also contributed to the baby shower. The mom is contributing to the baby shower. So I'm disappointed by how much work you've put into the shower because it sounds like a lot
it sounds
of work.
like he's
has
put
been
a lot
in.
of work into the shower.
If someone offers to help you out, I guess for anything, like I'm definitely just appreciative of whatever help they can give.
Yeah.
Like I don't start like assuming that it's their job and responsibility and it's everything's on them. I definitely want to hear the
sister's
other side of the story
Mhm.
because this seems so like this is writing like am I the asshole because I'm definitely not the asshole. And
She's
I wanna,
the asshole,
and I want
right?
to talk shit on my sister
Yeah.
and make her look bad because like nothing about this story suggests that like it's a debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's offering to help, like I definitely don't it doesn't turn into their job.
Right.
Yeah.
I would also be offended too if I like offered help and then I ended up paying for everything, doing everything, and then I was disinvited from the event.
Yeah.
So if that is the truth, then I would also be like, so I did all this work for you to then scapegoat me and say I can't go.
But it seems hard to believe that that's all the information.
I mean, Jen Shaw did it to Angie Katzenevas.
Fair. Period. Say that.
It happens very often.
Mhm.
Housewives history.
Housewives history.
All right. Well, up next, Olivia Holt. Well, we love Brooklyn, and we've been talking about Brooklyn since we've been starting this show back in 2019 because I've often called them the eighth wonder of the world because their sheets are silky smooth and comfortable and wonderful, and the prices are even better.
Their towels are also so thick and luxe and amazing. So plush. There's everything that Brooklyn does is top tier. It's all just so very well made.
Every once in a while, River will cry in the middle of the night, and I will get up and I'll put a Brook linen robe around my cold body, and it feels like a snug little wonderful towel. And then I cuddle with my daughter, and it's one of the greatest things I get to do every once in a while. And thanks to Brooklinen for keeping me. Otherwise, it'd just be cold and uncomfortable. But thanks to Brooklinen's comfortable towels, robes, and everything they have, it's truly wonderful. So if you are looking to upgrade your sheets, your towels, anything in the comfort department, look to Brooklinen. They have an incredible selection, great styles. They're always dropping new looks, new designs. Something for everybody. Their herringbone wool throw blanket, it's ultra soft for warmth and comfort. Upgrade everything in your linen closet today with Brooklinen. Shop award winners and fan faves in store or online at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Get 15% off your first order today. That's brooklinen.com. It's been a long time since I haven't slept on a Helix mattress, but it was a dark time in my life. Lots of sleepless, restless nights. I never was really my best self. And then I got a Helix mattress. And really, that's when my life changed. Honestly, I attribute at least 20% of the success of this show to me sleeping on a Helix mattress. Because really, from that moment forth, I've been zen, I've been well rested, and been able really on focusing on just being my best self, whether it's the president of this company, a dad, a father, a husband. Either way, getting good sleep helps you conquer the world. And that's possible thanks to the good people at Helix Sleep.
A few of the best things about Helix is that they have a mattress designed for any kind of sleeper that you could possibly be. Back sleeper, butt sleeper, belly sleeper, kid sleeper, big and tall sleeper.
Hot, sleep cold.
It doesn't matter how you sleep. Helix makes a mattress for you. They have a lineup of 20 unique mattresses. All you do is take a quick online quiz to be paired with the right mattress for you. They have award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections.
And don't let the word quiz scare you, people. They're just asking you what your sleep preferences are. It's super simple. You can do it in a quick few minutes, and in no time, you'll be sleeping on the best mattress ever created by mankind.
And if you don't want to listen to us, they're also recommended by multiple leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine as a go-to solution for improving your sleep.
New Year's sale through February 2nd. Helix is offering 20% off site-wide, plus 2 free dream pillows with all mattress orders. Go to helixsleep.com/VIALL. That's helixsleep.com/VIALL for 20% off site-wide, plus 2 free dream pillows. helixsleep.com/VIALL. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Olivia, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, y'all.
How you been?
Groovy.
Crushing movies, making
Maybe just
movies.
one or two, but
You're crushing.
I'm good.
You're crushing.
Thanks, y'all.
We were in bed last night watching Beverly Hills Housewives.
I love that.
And
The Hard Eyes trailer came on.
We're like, oh, it's Olivia.
Fun. That's exciting.
It looks really good.
Thank you.
It looks spooky. and
How
scary.
did
It's
you
spooky.
perfect the scream? Like, what was
can you read my mind?
your homework?
I mean, Shelley Duvall,
Duh.
like the ultimate icon of. She's the OG scream queen. I feel like.
Yeah.
Did you actually at home practice?
Could
Like
you
in the mirror?
imagine?
I feel like you have
does
to,
or
right?
does it just come instinctively when you're doing the scene?
A little bit of both. I don't think I fully honed in on the blood curdling scream at home. I think I probably would get a lot of calls. The police would probably
Yeah.
show up at my house.
Yeah.
Something's going on in apartment B9.
Exactly.
Like if Natalie was
Screaming
practicing that, I'd be
down.
like, just make sure I am definitely not here, and wherever I am, there are witnesses.
So true. It's so true. But it happens in the scene naturally, I feel like.
Like when you're on set doing these scary movies, is the vibe a little spooky, or does that help, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I feel like everyone kind of creates that environment for you. And I think especially with us, we obviously have a killer who's wearing a mask. And I know who's under the mask. And the second that they put the mask on, the whole vibe changes. And you feel like this scary energy throughout the scene.
I feel like a mask really does. It does its job.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like I've. This is so random, but have you ever driven past, I don't know, a car or a 18-wheeler, and they for some reason have a scary mask hanging in there? I don't know why.
Can't say I've
I
experienced
see those all the time.
Where
Do
are
you
you
know what I'm
from?
talking about, Justin?
It's either the mask in the car or the feet out the back. The fake feet.
Yeah,
I've seen the fake
oh,
feet.
okay. Yeah.
Hate those people.
Yeah.
For
Why?
Why?
Why are we doing that?
Those truck drivers have a sick sense of humor.
They
I feel
do.
like
They're on
they
the
just-
road a lot,
Yeah, they gotta mix that shit
they're
up,
always
you
in their
know?
head thinking about the craziest shit.
They
That's
want to
so
get a
true.
little they don't get those anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't?
No, I
Why not?
watched
Always used to
yeah, I
when they
watched
used to honk the
some
horn.
18-wheeler truck drivers were telling a story or doing some interview or something, and they were like, whenever we get a kid who does that, it's like a big deal. Like we talk about it with everyone, and we're like, we finally got a kid to like get us to honk.
Did you do that as a kid?
Yeah, of course I did.
Did you do that as a kid?
Absolutely.
Justin?
I guess kids aren't doing it anymore.
Especially like
That
school
seemed like
buses.
or did you? Are
I
you
almost got
pretend-
ran off the road by an 18-wheeler, so
Oh,
You stopped
don't-
doing
So
it.
you're
I was like, I
stay
don't-
clear.
Yeah, you're
I
like,
stay
I don't
clear
try to
of those
connect
guys.
with the bitches at all.
not for me.
Not for me.
Why did parents stop doing this?
I don't
Everyone's on
know
their
if
phones?
it's the parents or I feel like
That's
maybe
actually
kids
a
are
good
just
theory.
on
There's no way
iPads
any
or-
kid, like if you're a child, like when River gets old enough and we're like, hey, do this, and she'll be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Like it's the parents' fault.
But I feel like
It's gotta be
kids
the
just
parents' fault.
aren't looking out the window as much as we were.
Yeah, I
maybe.
think that's a good theory. I think
Still the parents'
phone,
thought.
iPad thing.
Hey, look at the big fucking truck and get off the phone.
I guess.
I mean, I won't say it like that to be clear to everyone. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I've never seen a
Well, you will
truck
now.
driver with a mask.
You will now. And it will honestly spook you out probably just as much as being in a room with someone.
I actually hope I do. I hope I experience
you
that in
do
my
too.
life.
I hope you do too.
What is more difficult, performing on Broadway or acting as if you're about to get absolutely murdered by a scary monster wearing a mask?
I feel kind of stupid acting like I'm about to get murdered. Like I feel like it's such a funny environment to be in because you're with a whole crew on set and sometimes you're like on the floor and you're like backing up and
And now be on the verge of death.
yeah exactly and then they all cut and you're like okay
All right.
what y'all think
Yeah.
what y'all think of that
That's what I'm
Whereas,
saying.
yeah I don't know but Broadway is just a whole different beast to tackle.
Did you enjoy the experience?
It was the time of my life.
Okay. So maybe in the future you'll return.
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
You played a very iconic character of which some people, and we love Bravo Nation, have also tried to, and when I say try, I don't mean that disrespectfully. I have not seen their performances. But Ariana played Roxy also. in
Didn't
it.
Erica Jane?
Erica
Yeah,
Jane.
Erica
Right
Jane.
now?
Lisa Rinna.
And she's on right
Okay.
now. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen their performances?
I have not. No.
Any notes?
Well, I think
mean-
that they're iconic in themselves,
okay.
so they're probably crushing it.
Okay.
And it's such a fun role to play too. And I really love that every actress that goes and plays Roxy, they kind of put like their own personal flair on her. I think that's why the show it's one of the longest running shows on Broadway.
Yep.
I think that's why it's been on for so long because they're constantly keeping it fresh with these incredible actresses who just come on and play around with the role.
Do you have a dream Broadway role?
I don't know. I've always said if I go back to Broadway, it would be really fun to make something original because there's so many incredible shows on Broadway, and I think I saw Cabaret. I saw Cabaret for the first time, and to play Sally Bowles would be like a
Iconic.
dream. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I think it would be really fun to create a character from scratch.
Get that Tony.
Yeah, fingers crossed. One of these days.
What has been the most like surreal moment of your career thus far?
I think right now.
Yeah.
I think right now, I started off in sitcom and did that for the majority of my teenage life, and then I moved on to doing episodics, and then I kind of started dabbling into the world of making movies, and this is my first theatrical release, which has been a dream of mine since I was a kid. I went to the movies every single weekend with my family growing up. Like that was like our family thing. Friday, family movie nights, sometimes football. But it was always, we had to go to the movies. We had to see something new that was coming out. And the experience of going to the theater, there's nothing like it.
Mhm.
And I went to go see a movie the other night and the Hard Eyes poster is outside of the AMC. And it just,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, there's nothing like that. It's the world of, it's like what everyone thinks of when they think of Hollywood, you know?
Surreal.
It's
Yeah.
very surreal. So it does feel like a little pinch me right now because I've never experienced anything like this. Like I've had incredible jobs that I'm proud of that have come out, but this is territory I haven't really stepped
Yeah,
in
but the
before.
billboard. When I was the Bachelor a long time ago, when we got dim sum at the Americana, like my photo was like
Yeah.
on all the ones in the mall, and that's definitely trippy. So
Yeah, it
it's very
is.
cool.
It's really cool.
There's a lot of online chatter about people wanting you to play Britney in a
Yes.
biopic.
Yeah.
How do
there
you
is.
do you sitting with you here now, I see it. I see it.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that belief in the
Honored? Oh, I'm honored that
would you
I would love to. I
Great.
think
let's make it happen.
I would love to make that happen. I think she's I mean, I grew up on Britney. There was no one else that I was obsessed with except for her. I have so many photos of me as a child, posing like this because that's how she
Yes.
posed. And I had a Britney Spears watch. Every hour she would do a dance.
Oh my
God.
Who are other people suggest? Who's your competition? Who are people out there?
I've actually
Some-
only ever seen your name for that. So I wonder,
Really?
yeah. Who else?
I think
would be
Sabrina
in it?
Carpenter's name was thrown out there, but she's just
no
blonde.
offense, Sabrina.
I mean,
just being-
they're all so
But I think
talented.
for
Of course,
you,
there's a lot of
I feel
talented
very
people.
grateful
We're-
to be in that
Yeah.
pool of
Yeah.
of women that people are speculating or
But I mean, Brittany's from
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Kentwood.
and you're
Yeah,
from
from Tennessee.
Tennessee. There's that
Mhm.
southern roots. I don't know. I feel like you would totally crush that.
Have you practiced her speaking voice?
No.
Okay, so I don't
I'm
wanna put you on the
scared.
spot. I don't
I'm
wanna-
scared.
I don't wanna- I don't wanna
Well,
put
I
you on
was
the
gonna
spot.
say, sitting next to you, I know my southern accent is gonna pop out every now and then. 'cause
That's how I feel anytime we have a country artist. I'm like, how y'all doing?
I know.
And
It's
it's
so
like,
easy
Like,
to
when she gets on the
fall
phone with her
back into
sisters,
it.
I'm like, who are you?
Who are you?
It comes out still?
Yeah.
Can I hear
Yeah.
it?
Oh no, you can't hear it.
Okay.
Oh,
I
no.
know.
Oh,
See,
no.
I
Oh,
know.
did you have to take? I mean, I did too, and I obviously regret it now. But did you take dialect classes to? Yeah.
Yeah. I moved out here to do a show so young, so it was still kind of there, and kind of everyone on the show was like our producers, they were like, "What is this accent?" And so I had to take dialect lessons, but I also kind of like leaning into it. I
Mhm.
think it kind of creates my own little flair and thing. But now I feel like I just talk like this.
I
It's just such a
know.
straight way of talking.
Yeah,
But I
feel
love
the
when I
s-
get
I
around
feel
my
the same.
hometown friends.
I had
Comes
a manager who was like, "You're not gonna do anything in life if you have this." I mean, it was a thick. I was very redneck, and they were like, "You're not gonna make it anywhere with this." And so, but now I feel it's a part of me that when I'm around other people from the South or my family, or I just call someone who has a slight accent, it
Mhm.
comes out, and I'm so grateful that it does because
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, you're still in me."
Exactly.
That's crazy that someone would say that because I feel like a lot of people are very drawn to that accent.
It was in the
Even
time
in-
of
even
you
in
have to
Hollywood.
sound like a news
Yeah.
anchor.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't gonna. I don't know why that was. I mean, I guess
Reese
it's
Witherspoon.
just-
I feel like young
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon was always
she always had that
throwing out that
accent.
southern accent.
Also, give me a shot of tequila, and I'm back in the South.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, that's true.
1000%.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
right
tequila.
back there.
If I get a little drunk, I am also
It's game over. It's game over. Everyone's asking, "Who are you?" I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know right now.
So what are you doing? What are you doing with your free time these days, if you have any?
I have a lot of free time. I don't know. I kind of like to keep it low key because during times like these, you're always so busy, and I feel like you can't even catch a moment to doom scroll or do anything that feels so
Rot.
removed.
Have you been affected by the TikTok ban?
Yeah. I'm a scroller though. I don't make them really. So it
So you're a
was
consumer.
it was really rough
I'm
for
the
me.
exact opposite.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, I get a break."
Well, I haven't been on for a while as a consumer, and then I dropped my phone and broke it.
Oh, very good.
And now he cannot.
Now it's off my phone.
Oh, yeah, you're done for
As
the
soon
next,
as
what,
I
80
went,
days.
as soon as I went to TikTok, and it was everyone was posting where it was you cannot access, and everyone was
Right.
posting that. So I wanted to see if it was for myself too. And then when it was like, oh, guess I'll delete TikTok. If it's gone.
You too?
And I deleted the app, and now I can it's not, that app is not in the app store.
I can't associate with you guys
You won't be
anymore.
seeing me on TikTok anymore.
Our mental health has never been better.
Yeah.
That's so true, though. It's so true.
I'm reading my book at night and not scrolling
it makes
constantly.
such a difference.
I'm actually with my daughter while she's learning things and not
Incredible.
watching. It's
Incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been more present.
So is that your main form of entertainment? Just the scrolling?
No, it's not.
I don't mean like a bad thing.
I
we
actually
watch,
think
we
I
watch
have a
trash
really-
TV.
I mean,
Yeah.
that too.
Are you watching Severance?
Yes.
We just finished. Don't spoil because we just finished rewatch.
season.
Well, I finished rewatching episode 1, which honestly I didn't really. I don't
Of
think I.
season one.
I think I ended watching season 1. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched season 1. Earmuffs. I thought the end of season 1 was when he found out
His wife,
Miss
Casey.
Casey
Yeah.
was.
And then it continued on, and he was like, "What is this? Are we in?" I'm like, "This is still season 1."
You're like,
I'm
"Wait,
like,
wait,
"Did you
wait."
just stop watching and think that was like season finale? What happened?"
Where
There's
are
like
you?
3 more episodes after
It's wild.
that.
Anyways,
Oh, because that was like season, like it was
I
like
didn't see-
episode.
He thought it was like the
Okay.
season finale was that finding out that was his wife.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. No, it
No.
got better.
no, it got wild.
It got really wild.
Where are you in season 2?
I'm caught up.
Oh my god.
I'm on. Yeah, I think episode 3 comes out.
How good is
Shortly.
it so far?
I mean, it's so great. I love the story building. I always get a little annoyed when people are like, "No, it's so slow," which shows can be.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I
you have to
love.
yes, I am with
You
you.
have to like create the world. You have to care about the characters. You have to understand. Like it's.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are episodes where you're like, they could have
Give
me
me
something.
something.
condensed that a little bit. Yeah, but
But if you're
I-
like that, and this is what Nelly and I do, when something like Severance comes out that's like
Yeah.
a weekly drop, we just will wait 3 or 4 weeks so that we can binge
100%.
the first couple episodes rather
Mhm.
than like watching one episode and being like, what did I just watch? I'm
Yeah.
not really sure who's who. I'm a little confused by the characters. We haven't really gotten into the story. And that
No,
way-
that's true. That's
yeah.
actually a really great way of doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, respect.
Like,
like
I'm
that.
glad that
I like
we didn't start season 1 until season 2 is out, because when we finished
you
season
have
1,
to
I was like, can
rewatch.
you imagine waiting 2 years
Yeah.
plus for the next season to come
yeah.
out? That's crazy. Are you into reality TV? I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, you are, right?
Mhm.
What is your go-to?
I don't know, actually. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place with it.
Give
It
us
used
one.
to be Selling Sunset. I was really into Selling Sunset for a while. But now they're on like season 27 and I don't know.
Yeah,
how I
they've
feel
gone
about
really
it
far.
anymore.
I know.
This is
I feel like season
Um,
1 was so like, because it was COVID time, and it was like anything that came out during COVID was the
Yeah.
best thing you've ever seen.
Also,
in your
that's
life.
when I got into reality TV. It was during the pandemic and I hadn't binged a reality show like that. And Selling Sunset was
You were binging.
That was I was full on binge mode in that.
Are
in
you
that
Salt
world.
Lake City Real Housewives?
No, do I need to
You
be?
should
Oh my
be.
God.
Okay.
It's
Salt
so
Lake,
good.
yeah.
Fine. Twist my arm. I'll
Love
do
Island?
it. Love Island, I love.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind, yes. I'm not caught up on the newest season of Love is Blind.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of
pretty good.
actors love Love is Blind.
Why do you think that is?
That's just, I don't know why that is.
What does that say about us?
Well, I think a lot of
Let's unpack that.
actors like reality TV in general, because it's, when you watch a movie or a TV show being on set and you know how the sausage is made, I think
Mhm.
sometimes, I'm sure a lot of actors enjoy a lot of scripted programming, but I think there's an element of reality TV that is very fascinating to a lot of actors.
I
where-
actually,
yeah.
hearing you say that, I think I just came up with a theory in my head. It's because we love human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're watching
Yeah.
so many different forms of the way people are wired in elements that they're not necessarily like the most comfy in.
Yep.
Who did we have on from the Lioness?
Genesis.
Genesis Rodriguez.
Yes, and she's a big
Oh.
Bravo fan, and Genesis was telling us that like she studied some of the housewives for doing some character work.
Yeah.
For some of her
Mhm.
roles.
I mean, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You want to know what an affluent person that lives in New York acts like, or Salt Lake City?
Exactly.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Exactly.
Affluent, maybe?
That's what I said.
No, I know why you said that. Okay.
You don't
Yeah.
think they're affluent?
What's influent mean?
Rich, wealthy,
Rich, wealthy,
of the
Mhm.
above.
influence.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, fuck me.
That's okay.
What did you think it meant?
I don't know.
Bilingual.
Like
why I
fluent
asked.
in English.
Oh, I thought it meant something like classy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's under
it falls in the
world,
umbrella.
yeah. Mhm.
Sure, but that's where I was like, I don't know.
Trying to throw you a bone here, guy. Take it.
We have a game
I-
for you, Olivia.
Oh, I love games.
Sierra made it.
With
Is it an
Leia.
emotional game? Because I can't do
Not
that
at all.
today.
No, this is
Okay.
mindless.
can't do that today.
It's
This is
a
fun.
Would You Rather Bravo edition.
Oh, fun.
Reality
Okay.
TV.
Oh, reality TV. You don't need to have watched anything to have played this game.
Oh, okay.
Can I also play?
Oh, we can all play.
100%.
Okay.
You will know maybe a little bit, like you'll know where some of the questions come from.
Okay.
You'll know the backstory, but these are all things that have actually happened on reality TV.
Oh.
I didn't make these up.
So what do we call this game? Would you rather?
Would you rather?
With
Reality TV edition.
Olivia Holt.
With Olivia Holt.
Would you rather be told that you have bad bangs or be told that you have a high body count hair?
I know my answer.
I think high body count hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can't. It takes so long to fix the bangs.
Yeah.
And honestly, like
Like
thanks,
that's gonna take
you
forever
know?
to grow
Thank
out.
you so much. Whoa.
It's like
This is awesome.
you fuck.
Yeah.
But bangs, it's like, what are you gonna do? You can
Yeah.
only you have forever to think about
The
that
fact
until they
that-
grow
the
out.
fact that like I think most women are agreeing with you is awesome.
Would you rather go to prison for tax evasion or go to prison for frauding the elderly?
Tax
Toxication.
evasion.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Anything with the elderly is like
Yeah.
you can't mess with some people.
Don't do it.
Would you rather be called basic or be called boring?
Basic.
Yeah, basic.
Do you want to contribute?
Oh, I'd rather be called boring.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone's basic. Everyone's
we're all a
basic
little
now. We're all a little
basic.
basic.
But boring? That cuts deeper than like, oh my God, you love Starbucks and fall and like football.
I am who I am.
Okay.
You know,
But
I'm happy being
boring.
boring.
I'm not here to entertain you.
Would you rather attend a pizza party at Chuck E. Cheese or a 53-year-old's bat mitzvah?
Oh, this one's hard.
It is not hard.
I'm going to the bat mitzvah.
I think bat
Bat
mitzvah.
mitzvah.
Yeah.
Well, I love Chuck E. Cheese.
You do? No.
I love it. I love Chuck E. Cheese.
Justin's obsessed with their
Justin.
pizza,
I
That's
am
good.
too.
not skee ball.
I had. You don't like the skee ball?
I never said that.
I've never heard you talk about the skee ball, but I have
I'm a
heard
skee ball in one
Justin-
hand, pizza in the other.
Justin
There you go.
ordered
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza here.
Yeah.
Like to go.
That's
In
crazy.
honor of the show we were watching.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
No, that's called an excuse to order the pizza you like. That's like watching a commercial.
We were doing
True.
research. Okay. Does
no
the
one
pizza
here
live
was
up?
like, I wonder what it tastes like.
Would you rather be brought on an all-expense paid trip to Palm Springs, but you have to fly back 17C coach, or be the only single person invited on a couple's trip?
How many couples are we talking about?
Say 5.
A lot of couples.
That's a lot of couples.
That's how many couples are on that trip?
No, I understand.
Definitely.
But like, I think some people take pride in being like a good third or fifth wheel, you know, like someone who can like,
Yeah, I feel
Being
like camp
independent
counselor.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, you guys, let's go. Let's rally the troops.
I'm the judge for the volleyball competition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would just
yeah.
force everybody to play games.
Yeah.
And you could be like, you could just watch all the couples argue and be like, all right, well, now I'm going to go like drink wine in the hot tub. See
So
you guys
true.
later.
That's so true.
Yeah,
or I'd
I
have the glass of wine and mediate the whole thing.
Yeah.
No one likes it when I do that. So I actually don't know.
Are you a
maybe-
mediator?
No. No. I would like to think in my head I am, but
They're like,
I'm
Olivia,
not
shut
that.
up. We
I'm-
don't want to
yeah.
hear from you right
They
now.
don't. No one wants to hear.
yeah, be the 18th wheel or 17th wheel and just
I
like,
think, yeah.
I was like, am I the only person that's down to go on an all-expense paid trip and fly home coach?
Yeah, we're constantly in coach, Nick. Why do you feel like you wouldn't want to do that?
I would want an all-expense paid trip. I don't care where I'm sitting on the way home.
You know what? You're so right. We're gonna
It's
go
like
with
to
that
deal
one.
with a
This
bunch
isn't
of
even a
couples.
question.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know
what-
I don't know why we sussed that one. We're good. We don't need to.
I would love to just play therapist with all of them and poke holes and be like, I don't know if you guys are getting along.
Oh my God.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather catch your boyfriend cheating with 2 girls at his apartment or find out that your boyfriend is having an affair with your best friend?
Jesus.
Yep.
Where did these happen on?
Southern Charm, when Madison was dating Austin, she walked in on him in his apartment with 2 girls and then filmed it. Like, yeah. So
she filmed
Austin
it?
did
Oh my
that?
she like said it like, yeah. So Austin, yeah, had 2
Oh,
girls
she,
over
like,
from the
called
bar and she like
producers.
came in and like
He was having a threesome?
he wasn't having a threesome. She didn't catch him like in the act, but there was 2 girls that were not dressed fully, and he was in his underwear. And there's a video of him being like, "Madison, what the fuck?" Like whatever. So
They
that
were
did
smooching.
happen.
They were
Oh my
smooching.
God,
He brought
okay.
2 girls home from the bar, and then Vanderpump
God,
Rules.
what happened to
Tom
Southern
Sandoval
Charm?
and
We
Ariana.
are not getting that quality programming
That's
this
what
season.
I said. It's like I'm bummed that I've gassed this show up so bad because I'm like, it used to be crazy. But catch your boyfriend cheating with 2 girls at his apartment, or find out that your boyfriend is having an affair with your best friend.
I think the 2 girls at the apartment.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
It's like the 2 random girls is a dagger, and then the other one is the dagger and the twist.
And the twist.
Right. That's so true.
100%.
And also, I feel like because they weren't in the act
Yeah.
yet, you know? Like maybe it would have been different if like you saw them all having sex and then like that's an image that's scarred into your brain. But yeah,
But they were all just hanging out in their
They
underwear.
were all
Yeah.
it was
You know.
it was
Maybe just adult
what's the game?
sleepover.
What's the game? Strip
They were hot.
Strip twister.
Strip Twister. They
Yeah.
were playing Strip Twister.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the Bachelorette or compete for the Bachelor?
I would rather be the Bachelorette. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
handle.
20
If you're
women.
talking filming, I'll say from personal experience, no one would want to be the lead.
Oh.
If we're talking strictly filming and not like the opportunities you get from like, you know, because
Yeah.
clearly like being the lead,
The experience.
you're the lead.
Right.
But the filming process, so much worse being the lead.
That makes sense.
You get to hang out with your friends most of the time. Every once in a while, you maybe get to talk to someone you like. The other time, you have to like make out with a bunch of people you do not want to make out with, and entertain a bunch of people you don't like, and have awkward conversations with a bunch of people who don't know how to talk.
Okay, we
Am I
needed
like
you.
getting eliminated first episode?
Yeah,
Or
Your final four.
You're along for the ride. You're along for the ride.
okay, that's. I mean,
Yeah,
this is
that's
a
good
really
insight.
tricky.
I don't want to make out with a bunch of people I don't want to make out with.
Yeah, my reason for wanting to be the Bachelorette is because I don't have to deal with
The like
Everything,
drama,
yeah.
the nonsense of the house.
to that extent. Because
You have to
obviously
deal
you'll
with it
have.
all.
Oh my
Well,
God.
then
Well,
what?
fuck,
Then I
it's a
don't know.
lose-lose.
I
I'm gonna
don't
take
know.
myself out of this one.
Can we choose neither? I know.
Olivia and I are. Olivia and
I mean, it is
I
just a
are
game.
in-
No
we're
one's
in
gonna-
hard eyes.
I know. I'm like sweating. I'm
Olivia
stressed.
Holt
I'm
would
like,
rather not be the Bachelorette.
Would you rather get engaged to someone you've never met before or have your significant other give you an ultimatum to get married or break up?
these keep getting harder.
They do. I definitely am the ultimatum. I cannot marry someone that I have not seen or get engaged to someone that I have not seen.
I'm with you.
I mean,
That
shit.
is
Like, is that
fucking hard.
shit or get off the pot?
That's,
you know?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
They would, in part of this process, in your decision making process, have to live with someone else for 3 weeks.
True. Okay. I think I might change my answer.
You're going get engaged
well,
to
because
someone you haven't
if
seen?
we're talking about Love is Blind, like at least I
Yeah.
get to know their personality, and I'm not really
Sure.
like I don't have like a looks thing. Like I'm not a physical like I.
Oh,
You'll
you're-
date a rock.
Well, what
Well,
does that mean?
Look like a rock.
Personality of a
Look like
rock.
a rock. You like no, not the personality of a rock, but they could look like a rock. And
You
you're
gotta
like,
have
but
a
they have
great.
a
You
great
have to have a
personality.
great
funny rock.
personality.
A funny,
You have to make me laugh.
charming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
rock.
Okay, rock.
All right. Would you rather be investigated by the FBI or be investigated by your friends who hired a PI?
Oh
Definitely
my God,
friends.
friends who hire
Yeah.
a PI, like the FBI. Sorry, what? Why am I on their radar?
But I guess that's true too. I was like, I don't know, but I feel like having your friends investigate you and go into like your background behind your back, like
no,
that's
I'll take
I'll
friends.
take that
Yeah,
over like the
1000%.
federal government being like, we need to investigate.
They don't
you.
lose
What if it
cases.
was mistaken identity? I don't know. Okay. Would you rather hook up with a man who dresses up as a pirate or a man who calls himself Johnny Bottles?
Tough one.
That is tough.
Likes to dress up as a pirate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah,
All the
because
ti-
like
all the
everyone,
time, though.
everyone can be a goofball
Well,
every once in a while. We love a
True.
goofball.
But if he's coming
It's
to you and being
Peter.
like, you
Um,
only can call me Johnny Bottles,
he's
like
an
not
asshole.
Johnny. You know, it's like
I don't know.
I can't do that.
No, mm-mm.
Yeah, a self-proclaimed nickname. You're one of the
Yeah.
worst humans in the world.
Yeah.
would you rather be broken up with after fantasy suites or after hometowns?
So after you fuck or after you meet,
Meet
their
your family.
family?
Or on a flight back when your ex announces it to the world before you tell your family.
But also fantasy suites is after both.
Fantasy suites is after us, but
They've met your
hometowns.
family and you fuck. So I gotta go after you meet my family. I'd rather you just like instead of going through all of
Yeah,
that.
what was all that?
You're like your stroke game
That's
is
true.
weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd rather you break up with me after you like meet my crazy aunt versus like after you meet my crazy aunt and then we have sex.
I can assure you, the farther you go, the worse it is.
Unpacking trauma.
Yeah, do you want to talk about
Yeah, are
it?
you okay, honey? Are you okay? These are triggering for Nick. Can we get a new game?
All right.
You're triggering my husband.
Okay, we have one last one.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Single tear.
Yeah. He's sweating.
Would you rather have a guy you like bring a hot new girl you've never heard of on a group vacation or have a guy you don't like follow you around like a puppy on a group vacation.
Where are these from?
Summer House. Our introduction to Sierra was Hannah Berner was dating Luke, and then it's the COVID season. Luke's late coming, and he brings Sierra with him, but nobody knew that he was bringing her until like he calls on the way there. So she thought that she was hooking up with Luke the whole time, and then he's bringing this hot new girl. And then this other is Taylor and JT when they go on vacation in the Bahamas last season, and JT was just like, "I'm here for you. I love
would
you.
do
Buy you champagne."
anything to not have to go on vacation with JT.
So you would rather watch your crush, your lady, with somebody else for an entire vacation?
Well, first of all, Natalie loves me.
Well,
so
yeah, this is hypothetical.
I'm not a loser.
Lucky you.
Congrats.
But for this hypothetical situation,
anything but JT.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be like followed by someone I am like, I don't like.
I feel like I could tolerate that more though than watching somebody I like with somebody else.
that's how
That is true.
Yeah, but then if you saw you talk to a guy, he would come up to you and be like, you know what? You know about this guy? He's like, one time I saw him like not tip a waitress or something stupid. He would bring something up or
Nick does not like JT.
fucking hate that guy.
Well, that wraps it up for Would You Rather with
Olivia
Reality TV
Holt.
Edition.
Yay.
Love it. That was fun, y'all.
Thanks for playing.
Thank
I feel like we
you.
learned so much about you from that.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like we learned
You
that
can learn a
you
lot.
don't care about looks. All you care about is
Mhm.
personality.
Funny rocks.
Okay, I
You'll
do
date-
care about looks.
But you'll marry a funny rock.
Sure. I'm gonna make that my Instagram bio.
We'll marry funny rock.
Will marry funny rock.
You do Love is Blind over the ultimatum.
Can
I do.
we bring up Olivia's Hard Eyes trailer and hear that scream one more time as we send her on her way?
Hey, you good?
There it is.
Oh, it's so good.
That was a real scream. That was a real machete.
Oh my god.
What a great date night Valentine's Day movie. Out February 7th, by the way, everybody. Honestly, 'cause I can get people kind of steaming, you know, like you watch that
Mhm.
movie,
It's
you
like,
get
oh,
scared,
we
you
could
go
get
home.
killed.
Oh my God.
We have to do it one more time because we could get killed tonight. Yeah.
All right. Grab your
crazy.
loved ones, go to the movies. Out February 7th. Olivia, it's been so much fun.
This
Thanks
is
for
fun.
coming.
Thanks, guys.
So good to see you.
Bye-bye. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash in non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year. From first match, must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. I love the leather and the
Yeah.
shorts.
Wow.
Well, none of the pants they sent fit. You know, I've gained a good 30 pounds emotional eating. So they did send me some beautiful pants, but they don't fit. And these shorts are adjustable. So,
You know.
you know, but they did send this beautiful jacket that I got some ash on yesterday, which I feel like it makes it more vintage.
Is that also Hugo Boss?
I don't know if you're supposed to say Hugo Boss or Boss.
I've also been
'Cause they
very
have-
confused
they
because I
have
think
two
it's two different
accounts.
brands.
Yeah. And they're like,
Oh.
I was DMing and tagging Hugo Boss a lot, and they kept on being like, I think you're trying to get at Boss. And so
Did you give
I love them
some,
both.
Did
so
you give them like some like feedback? Because honestly, it's been very confusing for me.
I just realized this morning that I've been
Because like they have,
tagging them
even when I
on.
buy a suit, it's like
they
is
all
this
say
a boss
so
or a Hugo
I'm just saying
Boss?
Boss for now on.
Ash, she's a boss.
And
Toxic matter.
yeah, it's just funny because I jokingly spent all this money on sale for my friend's wedding before the fires because I needed a suit, a dress rehearsal. So I needed 3 looks, and I spent like 2 weeks going back and forth to Boss in Century City, and I was so happy, and I put them all on. I kept tagging them, joking like, "Hey, can I be like your new influencer model? I know you got the tennis player, but you know, you want somebody more humble, relatable." And obviously, they never responded.
Emphasis on humble.
Yeah, so they never responded, and then all these boxes hit the house. So once the house burned down, they're like, "Oh, you can influence for us now." So that was great.
It's been wild, man.
Psycho.
We're excited to have you finally here. Listen, you're a literal international pop star now. Like we operate
Thank
on your
you.
time.
Wow, truly.
Like, can we-
Thank
yeah,
you.
can we just-
Thank you.
It's a different. This is a different Heidi and Spencer than what we. Well, when was that? Like a year ago.
I mean, we've had some performers on, but like I don't think we've ever had a performer on like yourself at the height
truly.
of their career. So this is the first for us.
Well, I feel like it's a joint pop collaboration at this point. You know, it's like, yeah, it's my sound, but I feel like the enthusiasm and support is like for both of us. I feel like people are loving the music in lieu of support. So I feel like
Well,
it is a pop star, but it's like
he's your
you know what I mean?
I
I don't
know
know how to
he
describe
in
it.
some circles, depending on like the Swifties and all, but like I know he's like persona non grata, but like his management skills, Scooter Braun, can't be.
What is happening? What are you saying?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
what, are you comparing him to who?
No. Mm-mm.
We'd hate that.
No,
No,
I mean,
no.
you got. I mean, I can't even go into that. That's a whole different. I have enough issues.
We
people
get what you're
tagging me.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's as big of a
Yeah,
manager
whoa,
as it can
He's
get.
a great manager.
Who could I
manager.
be?
Whoever the greatest
Okay,
music
yeah,
manager.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Anyways.
We can delete that.
No, I
No.
don't get it. It's just-
So what's your take
It's-
on Blake and Justin?
well, I did just do a TikTok because I had to be clear that I was bought off. Mr. Ryan Reynolds
Oh,
put us.
we did a Mint Mobile
Yeah,
ad,
so once
we've also apparently been.
So once you pay me, it's very hard to get me to turn on you. So I listened to that 7-minute voice memo, and if anybody leaves me a 7-minute voice memo, they're a criminal. So I truly, I don't need a deep dive of the case anymore. No.
Who left who have voicemail?
And
Oh, you haven't heard it?
And Heidi does not have time for that.
Which
And
one
I'm
left
sorry, she's
one?
making
Pop
music.
star.
Yes.
she is not fitting her schedule.
But
what is it?
Spence, we're in the
I know
minority.
there's a baby probably in your boob right now.
What?
It's like,
He said that to her?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
can't be a
No.
thing.
No,
was-
it
it
is.
was-
No, but he was. Listen, no one agrees with us.
Yeah,
Everyone
we
is.
are.
Everyone's
very
like, no, he
much.
just like she was breastfeeding. What's the big deal? He talked about her boob. Like he said he was
at
sorry.
3 in
Like,
the morning,
ugh.
not even should be. And then
He called her at 3 in the
Voice
no,
memo.
morning.
It's a
voice memo.
voice
It's
memo.
7 minutes long, and it sounds like a romance, like sex novel.
Is Pitbull texting you right now?
I have Pitbull's number.
Pitbull talks like he raps. Like if you think I talk fast, Heidi was like, she really made me step in my life. She got off the phone. She's like, oh, you're nothing compared to Pitbull.
No, I
'Cause
just
he
I just said you think you talk fast. It's like he had Spencer in Fast Forward. It was
2x speed, 3x speed.
it was incredible. And it was the most concise, like conversation, blown away, inspired, I was like, who did I just talk to an alien? That was
you could put it
unbelievable.
to a beat. It was that
Yeah,
good.
he was like, Mamacita, I got you, and God is going to put us together for a reason, and we're going to help the
Mamacita.
world, and yeah, the whole thing. And he's like, I got you, don't worry, we're going to help other people, and I can't wait, and I always want to, it's part of my life, blah blah blah, to always help. And anyways, the way he said it was like so unbelievable. I was like, bye, and hung up and started like crying. I was like, that was like the best conversation I've ever had. I think I probably said, yeah, sure, great, okay, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, I'm so glad you guys are here, and I just want to start by saying I hate what happened to you guys. Obviously, that's a tragedy, but like the way you two have responded. Maybe I'm just in like my husband dad era, but like the way you two have come together in this tragedy, the way Spencer has supported you, and the way that you guys are a family riding for each other. Like I was talking with a friend about you guys, and it's just like, we love reality TV. We watch it. I've come from reality TV. You guys do. But like when it comes to relationships and reality TV, it's oil and vinegar. They don't mix. Like going on reality TV show is like a fucking nail in a coffin for any relationship. And you guys have always been the exception. And just the way, like, no one can deny that, like, no matter what you guys do in the public eye, reality TV, like, your ability to stay connected, like, shows that, like, you guys have always been each other's top priority. I love that about you guys, and the way that you guys demonstrate that, right, like, facing this tragedy, I really think is incredibly inspirational. That's why I think so many people have rallied around you guys, and I just fucking love it. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my God, he's speechless. We made Spencer Pratt speechless.
I mean, because anytime I think about like, fuck, we still don't have our town in the house. So it's like this,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's so popping, but it's like, it's just the weirdest. Like we were saying yesterday, we were doing like things where I had to like answer questions and I just didn't have an answer. And usually like, somebody asks you for like beats or like, you're like, oh, what? And I'm like, it's just like, you're like, well, what now? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's like, it's so horrible.
It is interesting though, because we did an interview with ET after, and they came up to Santa Barbara and they're like, has this made you closer? And we were both kind of like, no, because we've been through so much and we always are so close, and we, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really make us closer. Like
No, I
this is
totally get
just
what you're saying.
another obstacle that we move through with this foundation that we've had. I think we've faced more opposition and criticism and, you know, negativity than most couples. And so we've had to really navigate through a lot of things. And this is obviously way more devastating and a different level of that. But it is interesting what you're saying. You would think that something like this, like, oh, well, we got to bond together. It's like, frick, this is just one more sink or
Well,
swim
that's kind of my
moment,
point.
you
So
know?
it's like let people, you do something. It's like, what does this teach you? Is this like, is you've had some sort of epiphany now?
Yeah.
And like, you guys have a history of being a team, you know, like this, like exactly what you said. I mean, this must be an experience unlike anything you've ever experienced. But like last time you guys are here, your stories that you guys talked about back in the day, the shit you faced when doing the hills. Like, I just don't think we acknowledge when couples like yourselves demonstrate their ability to fight through difficult times. You know, we love to celebrate breakups, and we love to like talk about ourselves, and like, you know, all you need is yourself. But like, you guys, I think have been incredibly inspirational for couples out there,
Thank you.
and show why it's so important to have each other's back.
Yeah, I can't imagine how difficult the situation would be if you weren't a team. Like, that's what's so scary. Like, I know the pandemic and COVID, you heard about so many breakups and stuff because, you know, now it's like you're really tested. So it's scary to think about all the relationships and families that were affected by this that aren't built like Heidi and I, that you know, even hopefully my parents can survive in the apartment together. You know? So yeah, it's a lot.
Did your parents?
Oh, my
They lost
parents'
their
house
house,
burned
too.
down also.
Oh my God.
So
Because
they're now very close contact, which, you know, they used to, my dad snores really loud, you know,
Oh, no.
I don't.
Thank God.
No, I
Really?
don't. So, you know, it's just
We're
that
working on
now
that
it's
one.
just a different marriage that even they've now have because they had a house
Yeah.
that like could separate each
And
other.
where are you guys staying right now?
We're in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
My parents are in Santa Monica. My
Okay.
dad's still a dentist working.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So your house had burned down and then you went to your parents' house, or correct? And
Yeah.
then their house, you
So
had to leave their house as well?
The fire, so we lived at the top of the Palisades where the fire we thought was coming down. We didn't know because we weren't watching the news because Heidi wouldn't change the channel because we had a sick kid with 104-degree temperature, just locked into Blippy or whatever. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not turning on the news. I'm like, turn on the news, which if we had turned on the news, we would have known the fire was coming up from Temescal Canyon, like going towards my parents' house. But we just thought it was behind our house. So she evacuated with the kids to my parents' house to be safe. And then when she got there, like took everything out, my older sister called like, what are you doing there? You're not watching the news. The fire's about to hit like mom and dad's house. So yeah, that was, you know,
Pack up there too.
yeah. So she double packed up solo with sick kids because
Mhm.
I'm trying to tear my dad away from a mountain of fire because he was like in this trance, like would not leave. I'm like, you're gonna die, Dad. Like he's like, I'm gonna stay and fight the fire. I did it in Malibu in the 70s. I'm like,
Wow.
this is a forest fire. Like you're gonna die. And so I had to like, took me 2 hours to get him in a car, and I finally like drove him away. And then I watched on our security cameras, he like snuck back. So now I'm like watching my dad with this little garden hose as just a mountain of flames is coming down the street. And I'm like, it's not picking up his phone. So the hardest part about the whole thing was watching and not having my dad pick up his phone. And I was like, my dad's going to die. And like Heidi's like, you got to leave. And I'm like, I got to go back. So thankfully, it took my mind off the fact we were losing everything because I was so concerned about my dad dying, which he fully should have, because then he went from my house to his house and wasn't picking up the phone. I kept calling and calling, and finally he picked up and he sounded, I had him on speaker. He sounded like he had like brain poisoning or something from the smoke. And he's like,
wow, yeah.
I'm doing well in here. All the houses around are on fire, but I'm doing a good job. I'm like, you're going to die. He's like, I'll just jump in the pool. I'm like, oh, he is like
We called 911 to have someone go check on him, and they're like, absolutely not. No one is going there. Those roads are inaccessible. Whatever he is doing is taking his own life at risk. We are not sending anyone to go check on him.
They're like,
What?
How did he eventually
He
get
said,
out?
like, finally, like, I probably called realistically 700 times, like, just like that for 2 hours. Finally, he's like, yeah, I gotta go. And he's like, I'm gonna get out of here. And he did say as he was driving, cars were just blowing up next to him. Trash cans were just on fire, blowing and hitting the car. And so he admits that
He's
almost,
very lucky.
he's very lucky. And, he went to the hospital with like smoke inhalation poisoning and whatever. And he can barely talk now. So that was like good and bad because it really took my mind off of like watching our own house burning down on the security cameras.
Yeah.
So I was like, at least my dad got out of there. And then I was just like so mad for so long. Like, why would he have added? I didn't need this extra. But he clearly, once our house burned down, he's like, I can't lose two. The family needs one house. Well, so I get it, but this was not a normal situation.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's beyond crazy because it's also, like I've always said, like I'm born and raised in the Palisades. Every single one of my friends and their parents, everyone's house burned down. So it's not like, our house and my parents, like my group chats
Your
and
village, your
like
childhood,
our whole world. So I just keep saying to Heidi when I'm like, I just feel like we got jacked. Like our lives were just stolen from us. Like everything I've ever known. And the hardest part is like, we have our iPhones. Like we take a lot of photos, a lot of Snapchats. So I have a bunch of content, but my entire pre-iPhone life was at my parents' house, curated in my time capsule room, all my drawers, every trophy, everything, like stuff I want to show my kids,
Yeah.
like my grandpa's stuff, his newspaper clippings, my dad's everything just being gone. Like that hurts the most because my parents didn't get one thing out.
Wow.
Zero. Not even like a bag with clothes.
That's heartbreaking.
It's insane. So, but he's a global pop star. So, what a haze.
How are your boys?
Thankfully, Gunner has this new friend at school that's very sweet that loves dinosaurs. And this little angel is, they're having a play date today. That's why we're able to come here and they're going to do crystals and minerals. So thank God there is this one just like him that's so sweet. And the school we already got him in had, counselors and principal, and they were all really like aware of his situation. So he transitioned really well. It was horrific the other day, just randomly. He had a stick and he was just drawing in the sand, like his house and like his town. Heidi's like, say something. Like, what am I going to say, Heidi? Like, it's just like, I don't want to start crying in front of I'm not grown up enough to like, she's like, do something.
Needs a hug. Sometimes you don't need to say anything. You just need to
like,
you just need to hold him and validate his feelings, and so we're definitely, dealing with that. So he missed a lot of the trauma. Thankfully, he was really sick and we had him home from school and the school had to evacuate. And I heard that was really traumatic for a lot of kids because parents were screaming and, having to get their kids and like, let's go. And it was like really hectic. So at least he missed that, but he misses his life and his school and his friends. And, he loved to go, we had the hiking trail and I always made a big deal and he would catch lizards every day, right? Like that was our thing. And I'm very big on taking my boys outside. So we had like this private hiking trail that I think he misses the most. And he's worried about all of his animal friends. And we saw this coyote that we saw every day. I know it's dangerous, but we loved this coyote.
We didn't feed it.
Yeah, Spencer wanted to. I was like, they're rabid. They will bite. Like, what are you doing? No,
sweet little baby coyote. I didn't feed it.
Yeah. So it's interesting with kids because you don't want to like project your feelings on them, but you want him like to allow him space to have his and kind of when it's time. And I encourage him to talk to like a new babysitter about it and like, oh yeah, well, how does that make you feel? Or, just people he can casually bring it up to, and talk about it. But it's definitely really difficult and he's doing a good job transitioning and stuff, but it's a lot for everybody.
I'm sure it's hard for him to grasp of just the that there's just like his room's gone, all of his toys, I just like can't imagine what's going through his head.
Yeah.
Because how old is he? He's
7.
7, yeah.
And it must be, just even coming in and, obviously having fun and like the excitement about your song and your music and these stories about talking to Pitbull, like, and then reflecting on the tragedy that happened, is it just like an emotional fucking roller coaster of just like insane highs and then insane lows? I mean, like, how are you guys managing that emotional roller coaster?
Well, I've learned what crashing out means.
Okay.
You know, I always saw it a lot on TikTok. So I've been crashing out daily. Also spiraling. I've been spiraling also. So like, I just feel like it's waves. Like you'll get 3 emails that'll make you just so like, our life is so good. And then I'm in a group chat with all my neighbors and they're like literally yelling at me. You haven't filled out the debris thing. I'm like, I'm trying to make money to buy a house. Like, I don't care about debris. And they're like, well, we can't clear the debris unless all the things, like, you can't even comprehend how many neighbors are on these chats. And I'm like the bad guy because I haven't submitted all these forms and codes and this. I'm like, why do I need debris move? Well, I don't have money to build on that. But so it's just this like, oh, it's so exciting. And then
Reality,
like rock
yeah.
bottom, just gutter energy.
And we have dealt with it differently, like together, but differently. So like Spencer's been on such a high and like high energy and trying to like really rally everyone. He did such an incredible job. And I think that was really like therapeutic for him to be able to be proactive and provide. And like I hunkered in a little bit more and like was trying to do my part too, but like focusing on the kids and the house and getting them in school and like trying to convince Spencer to sleep. So I haven't been on as high of the highs as Spencer. You know, I'm just more of like, okay, it's exciting and great. And like when things translate into money, I can be more excited, but like I haven't, you know what I mean? So like, yeah. And I get sad and then I'll like pray about it and like let myself go through the emotions, I think a little more from the beginning than Spencer did. So I think for me, I'm actually like able to slowly move forward where I feel like for Spencer now, you're feeling it a little more like emotionally than in the beginning, you know, because it's like when you're blocking it out and you're working and you're like digging yourself into work, it's like a distraction. Now it's like, it just like sets in a little bit harder.
I definitely relate to that. Not to make it about us, but like we recently, Nally experienced a miscarriage.
So sorry.
And like obviously very emotional for both of us, but I've been very disconnected and again trying to just work, and like we talked about it in an episode yesterday, and like I don't like even like there have been moments where I just feel like it's like hit me, you know, like talking about it, where I feel like she's processed it on a more like steady path, you know, where it's just like I've avoided it and I got a message being like, thanks for sharing, and it's just like like fuck. Yeah, like it gets to you. So I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, you
No,
guys.
thank you. Yeah. But anyways, about you guys.
Yeah, man, that's a lot.
You mentioned Pitbull was a wild conversation.
You're gonna play it?
No, I just got to check and see if I got the new.
Yeah, the hard thing with tragedy and being in the spotlight is, for me, the reason I've always been open and wanted to share it is because you're going through that pain.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong way to cope with it, but maybe to be able to help someone else not feel so alone in that situation.
Yeah.
And like, you guys have each other and we have each other, but some people don't.
Yeah.
And so to like be able to, sometimes it just helps to hear someone
Be
else's
that
story.
person for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to do. And I feel like it's really important work if you're willing and like wanting and able to share that, because you never know whose life you're really touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so for you guys anyways, I can't imagine how hard to share, but you never know who.
It was very therapeutic to
Yeah.
talk about it with each other, and like you said, it's just having each other makes it all the difference in the world.
Yeah, you know, that's what I always liked about reality TV. And even like yesterday when we were filming something, I just always felt like it was kind of therapeutic, because maybe you're not going to like sit down and have these moments with no phones, with no anything, and just like sit there and look at someone and be like, okay. And same with like a podcast. It forces kind of these conversations that maybe you're not even realizing each other's feeling, you know, like how I've been feeling. And I haven't been able to really tell Spencer. It's like, it is so sad and devastating, but like, my home is Spencer.
Yeah.
And like, that's where I feel like happy and comfortable and confident. And like, so wherever Spencer is, that's where I feel like safe and happy. And I was able to like sit down and articulate that to him. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's so sad, but I love our home also so much because that's like where we live and love and raise our family and obviously all the things in it. And we work so hard, but like my home is Spencer, you know, like that's how I feel.
That's how I feel too.
Thanks.
Same home.
Same home.
I love
Same
you
roof.
There's
Thank
the
you.
other.
But the music's been awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm starting to finally like actually be more excited about it too, because I just had so much going on and you just, you know, the audience is so fickle. And so it just feels like, okay, great. Everyone's excited. Then next week, you never know how everyone's going to feel. But it does seem more permanent. Does that make sense? Or like more, I don't know.
You're a top 53 Billboard debut. You're in the history books.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can't-
See?
It's like, I mean, you just,
You're
it
in the
doesn't, it
Guinness
doesn't matter
World
what the
Record
audience
book.
says
Yeah.
in a
Right.
month, a year,
The proof
it's
is there.
done.
Yeah.
It's like,
You did it.
It's permanent.
Yeah,
you
like-
did it.
You did it.
like-
And I don't understand a lick about the music industry other than the fact that like I think it comes with a lot of judgment and like almost elitism and like you have to have certain access and you have to know certain people and if you don't, like there's just so many talented musicians period that you just never hear of who never make it, and it just feels like this terrible tragedy allowed you guys to like work through all that nasty bullshit where people were being like, this is like a fucking bop. Like, this is a fucking song. The remixes people are doing it with, like people making videos and dancing with it. It's like, it's not hard to enjoy this song that's been around for a while that people just decided to like stick their nose up at because it was like, oh, it's Heidi and Spencer from the Hill or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Not the
like,
gays. Shout out the gays. They've been here 15 years riding for us. So
Yeah.
Gays are
Yeah.
loyal.
So
LGBT.
yeah, I mean the whole
plus.
community.
Yeah, the whole-
Yeah, but now we're worldwide.
no,
now
I
we're
know. Now I'm
mainstream.
just saying,
Right.
but
Let's give a shout
so,
out.
yeah, there's 15 number ones international here. But the hardest part in the music industry, which now, thank you God, is playlisting. Like when we were looking into like trying to get Heidi's music back in the game, you got to pay $20,000 a month to get these playlisting people, and
I was like,
maybe you know, we're like, no, that ain't happening. But now she's on every major Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, like the hardest, and she's the cover photo, which that's Taylor Swift, that's Sabrina. Like there's no other, and that was Heidi. So once I feel like, and she has. I try to keep telling her this, but she's like, whatever. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like you're locked in. The people sending me records now are the only people that get these records are Taylor Swift. Like the biggest people in the industry are not only waiving their fee and saying, we want to work with you, but they're not getting behind you. So we've had great music. Imagine if the music gets better.
Yeah.
And because they're here for it, they want to support. So I have so much faith in the group project, which is, you know, the community pushing Heidi on the entire planet Earth. So make sure to get the group project merch on prattdaddy.com.
I was gonna say, make sure to stream Superficial. Buy it on iTunes.
We'll have all of this
we're
in
gonna
the show
put
notes.
in a few.
Yeah,
we'll do a
well,
few
yeah.
notes. We got a few show notes.
We got you, Spencer.
And then, so yeah, another amazing thing, that Angel in the music business that right away after the house burned down, reached out and came over this crazy cloud. And I just can't get over is Avril Lavigne.
Oh, wow.
So the night of, pretty much, she's like, anything you need, clothes, wine. And I wrote to her jokingly, like, how about a record? And she's like, I'll come over with wine. And I was like, that's fine. I'm like, we live really far away now. She's like, I'll drive. I was like, okay. So Avril Lavigne came over and drank wine with us.
Brought me 3 purses.
Designer
Of her own closet.
of
Yeah.
nice bags. So
Sunglasses.
she's been just the biggest teammate ever.
That's awesome.
And, you know, if you told me 3 weeks ago, like Avril Lavigne would be one of our best friends, I'm like, so now she is.
Did you see all of the safe from Spencer Pratt comments on everyone's?
You know, that was more directed at people in my immediate life because, you know, I'm a team player for my whole friend world and all these people, their real estate, their flower shops. I'm always posting for people and doing this. So when everything was happening and all these respectfully civilian randos are posting Heidi's music, and people I've grown up with and know and close friends can't just like throw it in an IG story. Like I don't need a reel, I don't need a TikTok, but like you can't throw Heidi's song in an IG story. I took that so personal. I know some people in the comments that should be like, you can't expect things of people. It's like, no, you can actually. If you've put your energy and life and support into somebody, you would expect it to be reciprocal. So those are troll demons that write that. But so initially it was and then it graduated past like because I was going through my contact list, like who has it? And I was like really checking. And then people that like podcasts I've been on, or people that are using my content on their YouTube channel and are monetizing it and still can't after mobile text. Now I'm like, oh, so now I don't need to like name names and is what it is, because she, God willing, will be one of the greatest pop superstars in the world. And I'm going to remember all these people, and they're not going to be allowed to come to Don Antonio's and have skinny margarita night with us. And so
it was just the easiest thing to do that would make such a difference.
I've posted a story before it was like even a thing. And then I did a reel. It took me a few days.
TikTok. I did a TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, people are still catching up. Like J-Lo wasn't on my list, and then J-Lo did it.
Did you see J-Lo?
And she followed Heidi back.
2
and they
days ago.
DM, hope you recognize she wore a spider dress to go with it. I'm like, I didn't catch it, but Heidi did.
Dude, J-Lo she don't have time for nothing.
No,
I literally was like, she's wearing a spiderweb dress. I was like, I'm totally making this connection myself because it's personal. But then when they said that, I was like,
yeah.
And then of like all the mega stars that like just yesterday, David Foster, who I did the Princess of Malibu with, who I know he's the original Simon Cowell. He's the biggest hater on the planet, but he was the first person to put Heidi in the recording studio, test all her keys and everything. And he would have said like, get the F out of here. And he's like, oh, you got tone. We can do this. And he got her first record deal option with Warner Brothers back in the day. We ended up not doing it because they want a 360 deal. But for him to do a post yesterday, listening to the music and doing his finger thing, and I've seen him do the finger thing in the studio with Michael Bublé and Celine Dion. Like if you get the David Foster finger, like
game over.
So I saw that, I was like, oh, that's the extra sign, because I keep seeing signs from God like to keep me from going nuts, you know? So they're very helpful. That was a big one yesterday. I was like, oh, wow. Foz, man. You know, so,
not to put anyone on the spot, but is there someone that hasn't like posted something that you're like, that would be so cool if
I reached out to Britney Spears.
Okay.
And I did.
Yeah,
I did reach out to Britney Spears' manager.
At this point,
no, I mean,
if J-Lo was like making sure she has the right outfit on,
I was like, and she dances a lot. Like it's like just mix it into the playlist here, you know. And
it says with knives or without.
Yeah. And it's I'll be your blonde tonight, and she has blonde hair a lot of the time. So that one, I was like, oh, okay. So not Brit yet. Who else have I DM'd? I've DM'd a lot of people. Obviously, emailed Taylor Swift right away.
Okay.
That was night one.
How did you get her email?
This is the email.
You have the email.
This one is getting read. So it's not getting response. It's getting read. If you don't get a response, that's also a response. So, you know, she could have something in the works for, you know,
she's mixing currently.
I think she's just like gonna have Heidi be involved with like the rep announcement somehow, you know, like we
maybe
could
just
have
come out on stage.
Like we'll have an Easter
know.
egg for everybody or something. So I still haven't given up hope on that one, but that was a big one, night one. I was like, our house just burned down, Taylor. I need you. So
you have no reason not to dream as big as possible.
So I keep telling people like I'm at 0, and I had to hustle when I had things, and I was still like an insane hustler, and I had like my jeans and, you know, I keep saying all my charging cables, rebuying charging cables is torture.
And like, so expensive.
Oh,
yeah.
The fact that I had to go to the Apple store this weekend and my house didn't burn down.
I did get an Apple. They're like, here's an Apple, like, and I was like, thank you, 15% off. I was like, I already bought them. Like, I need to hustle. I can't have a dead phone.
Yeah, I think that's the misconception, what so many people think. It's like, we have been in this industry, working, you know, feast or famine for years, and it's mostly been famine, you know, and we like make that last in between, and we hustle really hard. And I have like the Chanel bag from 15 years ago or whatever, you know, that
Yeah.
I couldn't buy now or whatever. Like my one pair of Golden Goose shoes that I bought 4 years ago, or, you know, it's like,
Mhm.
they were like the only pair of shoes I grabbed. But yeah, it's just so many of the things we at this moment can't replace, and work so hard to have like the nice knives that we got like once a year, or like these
Mhm.
little things.
We just paid to have them sharpened.
Oh,
I do like
Yeah.
literally like our knife
Yeah.
collection. I just paid to have each one
for
sharpened.
the first
I was
time in 10
digging-
years.
I was digging in the rubble yesterday, just looking for like one knife. I was like, could one knife have survived? It's like they go through the hot fire
It's
with
metal,
their,
yeah,
like
come
I see like
on.
ting ting ting. I was like, no.
At
And
least the
also
blade.
for anyone in the Palisades and you see my content, do not do what I have been doing. Don't go into your rubble in shorts. Do not wear a mask. Really stupid. So like, don't do what I've been doing. Wear the white outfit you see that looks
Yeah,
ridiculous.
there's a lot of toxic
Where
stuff.
my legs have been burning for days
I
now.
said to Spencer yesterday, I'm like, don't go down there, or like, and he's like, oh no, the firemen are down here without masks and everything, or whatever.
But you don't think of it at first. You
No,
know,
I
like,
said it.
yeah.
I literally said it. I was like, don't,
His
just
wife
don't do that.
told
Yeah.
him.
I was like,
They have
Why are you
pants
Sometimes
doing
we
on.
can listen
They
better.
had
you know?
I
pants
was like,
on.
all
It's the
right.
shorts that. Well, I was not planning on like doing anything where, and then I like stepped on one thing and went like, poof, and like all of it just. I was like, oh no, like out of a horror movie. So that was.
it's weird going back though. What I didn't anticipate was not wanting to leave. It's
Oh.
like a weird, yeah, it's like a
It's like
weird,
you still see your life there, even though
Yeah.
it's all in ash.
yeah, it's weird because it still like feels like home, but it's not.
Yeah.
So you like don't want to leave, you know?
That's why I spent like 4 hours digging up shattered crystals. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I see why now.
they're all here.
I see why. I see how, you know, because I was like, man, how are you there? Like, it's so devastating, but you're like, okay, can I like put a tent up there? You know, you just kind of like, it's this
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
calling still to you. It's like
Your
a part of your
street, your
soul's there.
neighborhood,
Yeah.
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 I mean, we lived like during the hills, directly across from the house that burned down. Our house that we lived on, and during all of the hills, was across the street from the house we ended up at. So we technically have 2 houses of all of our memories that burned
Wow.
down. So when people thought we were living in the Hollywood Hills in that little Christian apartment, like we lived in the Palisades, and we
Mhm.
commute to Hollywood every day because the Palisades has been such part of my life and became Heidi's life. So you walk out of our burnt house and you look at our burnt house in front of it. It's like 2 different of our eras, as Taylor would say, just gone.
Hey, Taylor.
Taylor, I can email back. I lost all the gifts you sent me.
And you guys are fighting back, or is that right?
You know,
You're-
this is like my favorite thing, and I don't want to get into it, but the day this all went down, I'm already getting legal stuff involved. So now with a new president, now it's like propaganda and it's not political. I don't care who's in the office, what party, da 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 da. Like, I'm gonna sue whoever is responsible for us not having our house and life. So that was the one thing that has been getting a little annoying on social. People are like attaching this to like,
I mean, everything gets political.
yeah, but it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's not. We just don't have a house, and we want accountability, and we want the truth to see if people made mistakes.
I mean,
And
it's the thing. It's just like, you know, your boy Brody was here, and then we were talking about it, and it's just like, yes, this is a terrible tragedy. Sadly, fires happen every year in California. And yeah, we understand that those winds that night were terrible, but like it was always going to be bad. But the question is, did it need to be as horrific as it was? And there seems to be several examples when you hear stories that maybe it didn't need to be this fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, we all pay taxes. We know what that check looks like. Like,
Yeah.
where's that fucking money going?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, why don't we have a fleet of scoopers?
Right.
You know, like we have this shit every year.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They
Yeah.
don't get me pumped up. What's so weird about life is back to my shopping for that wedding for the Hugo Boss stuff. I was a groomsman in the wedding like a week before, and my best friend growing up, who in college, long story short, like I saved his life, and his dad treats me like a son, and he's like the smartest lawyer in the world, and he just beat Edison for 400 houses in the Woosley case. And I'm talking to him about how Edison had 20 lawyers against him and his small firm. It's just him and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he put up all of his own money for everyone. It was like $6 million, and he risks it if they blah, blah, blah. And I jokingly say to Heidi, man, how cool would it be to have Peter McNulty be your lawyer? So a week and a half later, our house burned down, and now we're the lead plaintiffs for Peter McNulty as our lawyer, because not only that, our next door neighbor is who my friend married the daughter. So it's not just about me. It's like his son's wife's family house burned down next door to us. Like I was on the hill watching the fire come down with her dad till the last minute. So when people are like, oh, it's some money, like this is not a money. This is like, these people are emotionally invested in this outcome. So
is the goal to try to build back if that's possible? I mean, it doesn't even, do we know if it's possible yet, or like what's the plan there?
I mean, if you get on this group chat that's yelling at me about debris removal, they're ready to start building.
Okay.
I'm holding back the whole block right now.
I think everyone is extremely motivated to rebuild the Palisades as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Every friend I know who's lost their house, everybody is desperate for that community. And,
it's a special place.
It really is. And what Spencer continues to say is like his parents, all these people, they bought their house 50 years ago, 30 years ago. So the prices just recently increased to be millions of dollars, but they were like, which was still expensive, but like 200,000, 300,000. And most of these people can't rebuild. So not only is a settlement for, it's for the town, it's for people who can't rebuild and can't afford it. At this point, we can't afford to rebuild our house, so we also need to, and that's why we're hustling so hard. It's like, all right, we'll get the debris removed and then see how hard we can hustle and how much of the house we can rebuild. And, how are we going to do that? How is everyone in this town going to do that?
Well, Heidi's going on tour, international
That's what
tour.
Spencer keeps saying. Like,
We're going.
I can't take the kids out of school.
There's 14 countries that want to see you because you're number one there. So.
Has Andy Cohen apologized to you?
No, I think he did a dismissal of an apology a few years ago, and then he resaid something else horrific again recently. And I was just like, I've never met you. I don't even know you. I don't talk about you.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, like he called you trash or something.
Yeah, and then
which
he
is
also
like one
said
of the
he'd
worst things
rather
you could say to a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've seen a few things he's said about other women, and I'm kind of like, who is talking to people like that? How is this allowed, like publicly and acceptable?
He was almost gone, so we'll see how.
I've always loved Andy. I got to meet him a few times. Like I've always very much respect what he does. But when I was,
well, I'm sure he would kiss your ass as the Bachelor.
Real nice to you.
Hello, ABC star.
I hope that he writes this wrong.
I'm not holding my breath.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter. It's just like these other people that didn't shout Heidi out. We got J-Lo,
Okay.
We're going to the whole new level. I mean, I'm trying to get I'm about to give you the premiere of the Pitbull right here.
So is Pitbull making a
done.
mix? What is he doing?
So they have a remix coming out.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for the final master to upload so that it can start streaming. And I'm texting every second, like, hurry up. Because the guy that's mixing it has 17 Grammys. So he isn't in the speed I am, obviously.
He's operating on his 17 Grammys time.
It's like he doesn't even, I keep calling like, hello again to his voicemail. He's not picking up. But so that's, God willing, going to go number one globally because Pitbull has 57 million monthly listeners. So like this whole thing about,
is he going to drop it on his?
Yeah, it's just going to be a dual, like a primary artist collab. So it comes through both of this. Like,
is this what you were talking about recently where you were like a huge...
No, that's even...
Something different.
That's not bigger. Not bigger, but
different.
It's different because that's a different kind of music. And for them to send a record, that's actually as big or not bigger because Pitbull is just a global superstar
Right.
and now he's on a record.
Mr. Worldwide.
There you go. And so he's on a record with Heidi, but the one that was sent, who sent that and who like that's just, no, people be like, no, that didn't happen. But I can't say. They literally told me we'll take it away if you say.
Oh my God. Brett. Okay.
I know
Yeah.
it's so hard for Spencer dealing with all these superstars, and they're like, but you can't talk about it. He's like, because he's so used to like wanting to talk about everything and like
There's
start
two
hyping
things
it.
that two different things right now that I'm having to keep a secret that are just like.
Well, Pitbull was one of them. For
Yeah,
a
but
minute,
then
they
his
were
manager
like, don't say
texted me and was
anything.
like, "You do whatever you want. You're killing the whole game. Don't listen to any of these labels." Like he's like, "You running the show." I'm like, so right then I'm at the coffee shop. Pitbull tees. like 10
so you
seconds
got something for us?
I mean, any second. Let me call him.
Refresh.
How is parent life for you guys?
Awesome.
It's the best.
Yeah.
She turns 1 on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
She took her first steps a couple days ago.
That's so
She's
big.
starting to walk.
Who did she walk to? How did that happen?
She walked to me. My mom was like, thank God, recording. So we got it on video,
Oh my
which I was always
gosh.
She's
scared
pretty
we
obsessed
weren't,
with Natalie.
Oh.
She likes me
Yeah.
fine. We're definitely connecting more and more. Like every
Yeah,
time
yeah.
I come home, ta-da! It's pretty
Yeah,
great.
it
I
is.
feel like that's
Uh,
her favorite sound.
Yeah, it's the
Oh.
best. But like she is truly obsessed with Natalie, and
Yeah.
like in the best possible
Right,
way. It's
right.
like she lights up. Like
Yeah.
it's
But it's definitely called baby steps for a reason because
Right.
they are very like,
Yeah. Yeah.
eat
And
down.
it's it's that time where you're like, the table, the this. Spencer used to be like, get rid of all the furniture. I'm like, I'm not getting rid of all the furniture because the baby's learning to walk. Like,
Yeah.
we can't do that.
yeah. Do you have individual like? Have you fantasized about like places you would want to perform live?
Well, I was offered Madison Square Garden with somebody, and I was like, okay, I think I'll do that one.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that was definitely a dream to do that.
Is that anytime soon? Like when should we book our
I
tickets?
should look at it's someone who's going on tour, and it's one of their tour dates. And the person was like, you can take any date that
Just
you
please
want.
let us know.
Okay.
We would like to
okay,
be there.
Okay. But I was like, oh, I need to start like practicing. Like that's
Yeah.
a lot to rehearse.
When was the last time you sang live? Like, in front
I
of
did
a-
it with Mel Forever, like Mike's on with the track a few weeks ago or whatever, or like a few months ago, I guess. You got it.
You
Stop.
got it? We ready to go? Do we?
Yeah, how close do I put it to the mic?
Put it on top.
Oh, like
Yeah.
here we go.
Mhm.
Very
Let's.
peerless.
How do you want to?
Oh, let's have the star.
Can we-
She needs practice.
can we announce this?
Okay. Hi, this is Heidi Montag, and you are listening to my new exclusive track with Pitbull. I'll do it.
Heidi, you know what they say. Mr. Worldwide, God closes the door to open the window. L.A., one love, and love is forever. So let's use this song and bring the world together.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the new Playboy. That's right, Armando Christian Perez.
Oh,
And
this
when it
part's
comes
great.
to that pretty little bitty kitty, don't stop, get it, baby, let me pay it. I got that wild love to get wild, dirty, freaking nasty, yeah, said it. I make you lose your heart and your mind at the same time, don't believe me, bet it. I see you with them stockings, I see you with them heels, but what I really wanna see is see how you feel, darling, mamita. You know that it's real, let's do it.
Oh my God. It's
All right, chill.
insane.
That's
So good.
My
It
jaw's on
is,
the
like,
floor. It's so
crazy.
good.
That's crazy.
It's so
Oh my
good. So
God.
yesterday I
That's
had to go in the
iconic.
studio and do the ad libs.
It's so good.
So he's
Oh.
really into charity, and he was like, I don't publicly do a lot of things, but I always make sure to, privately. He's like very immersed in, a lot of things. So, and he's very inspiring. He's a very inspiring human being.
That is crazy. That is so
He told me how to
good.
text
Crazy.
Pitbull for approval and stuff. I would have been like,
Yeah.
but that's what I keep saying to Heidi. If there isn't a light at the end of the tunnel, like if these aren't signs,
yeah.
like we went into a new dimension. It's a very weird upside down world, like that Netflix show, like.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But there's so much insane positivity that there has to be something so good coming up that we will have the power to help all of our friends and family, have a bigger platform, because that's what just keeps me going. There's no way these things aren't happening. Like somebody that told me they were like in a coma. This was like a week ago. They called me. I don't even know that number. Like I was in a coma. And when I came out of the coma, I thought, like, I'm misquoting them, obviously. Like, why did God do this? And their quote or whoever, they were like, God didn't bring you this far to bring you this far. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like, let's go,
Yeah.
So that's where I'm just like, we just went, we've been unfamous for a long time, but we were peak famous. The energy that's connected to this is so powerful and loving that it's like, feels like anything is possible. So it's just like a different frequency, like a vibration. Like we were famous in like a low vibration before, where it's like now people are like asking for hugs and like crying on me. Like I'm like, it's crazy.
Are you a
So
hugger?
I'm all
No,
in.
he's
I-
not a kisser, hugger,
And now
toucher.
I'm hugging
He's a
strangers.
germaphobe.
I don't even care anymore.
You know, contact dermatitis.
I'm all in
Won't
now.
ever go camping. Needs
I'll
pristine
hug
sheets.
any
Not
hugs or
I mean, it's
yeah.
really, been life changing.
That's what I mean. So it's like, again, you know, it's a hard thing mentally because you're like, would I trade just to have my lazy boy back and sitting and watching my hummingbirds? But then I'm like, obviously there's something so much greater.
This is the
that's
universe.
gonna take,
That's, something else.
And a lot of like crystal energy people, I love deep diving them on TikTok. They said since we had like 2,000 crystals in this house and 3,000 pound ones, that like when all the crystals exploded and shattered, like all the like love and energy we put into that house with them, with the magical hummingbirds, like just made like a portal that we went through. I mean, you can get deep dive. I'm like, yes, yeah, in that portal. But I think Heidi has a radio tour, pop star stuff. But
That's crazy.
That's so exciting. That's done.
Yeah.
That's been a hectic 2 weeks, let me tell you, because
dealing with a superstar too, it's a lot more than just me.
Like,
sure.
How do I talk to this person?
He's like, I want to ad lib here, and so we had to go to the recording studio yesterday, drive it in, like add the ad libs. Pitbull wanted in the remix on those, like
and I haven't done those ad libs in so many years. I was actually really nervous about doing them. I was like, what if I'm not as good as I was then? And like, and so then
get the ad libs, honey.
I know. So I did, and so I was really happy to be able to.
But it was just like that text just took like the pressure of my life off.
But it is crazy. I'm sure like eventually you'll be giving this same chance to someone in the future, like you'll be the crazy big pop star superstar that they're having to deal with, like that they're waiting on your time.
I hope to God.
And even
please
if
God.
not,
yeah, but it does show you how like when people react towards you, what's so helpful to be able to give something like that back, like you're saying, so and we have always been really big on like helping anyone around us in any capacity. Like like Spencer said, like our friends, anything, and so it's really been different to like receive that, because I feel like for Spencer and I both, we kind of have a hard time receiving. We're both like such, take this and take that, and what can we do for you? So it's been really crazy too, to like learn to just like accept help and accept things. It's a weird thing. It sounds like in life, but it is like, okay, all right.
The coolest part about this whole experience in the last week is, so like last time we guys talked to you, we were talking about Heidi was big in China and the music was blowing up. So that's why we started working on new songs. So the best part about all this is all the new songs that just came out on Superficial 2 Heidiwood are all the new youngest, hottest writer, producers, talented people that took a risk by giving us their best record when Heidi wasn't a global pop superstar. And now they're getting so much attention and getting playlists that they would never be on. I mean, not right now, maybe in a couple of years, but they're all like 23, 20. We could only get the young up and coming top people, but they're getting a lot of eyes on them because they're so talented. So that's been cool because they like took a leap of faith and, so that's been, it may not be like Heidi's pop, but it's still, that is kind of happening right now. And they're so excited and, posting screen recordings on their stories in the comments section of just like everyone loving their songs. And it's just like,
you guys have
so
become
good.
force multipliers,
Like there's a lot of really dope people connected to Heidi, which now are going to like, now the amount of records, now everyone's like we just got a new song yesterday that they wrote just about the fires for Heidi. And it's, if it doesn't win a Grammy, then I'm going to agree with some of these other people that may be rigged. But I think it will. All right.
I love you guys. Thank you for taking the time. I know life's been crazy for you, obviously, both with the tragedy and all the success you guys are experiencing, but it's been so great to catch up with you. Thanks for being inspirational. Thanks for being such a great example of what a husband and wife should be to each other in a time of need. And really, I love you guys. I love what you guys stand for. And we are here to have you guys' backs and ride for you guys and just watch you guys like get all the way to the top.
So does that mean, because I know we talked about it before, if we get a reality show, you guys will be on it and go on double dates and stuff?
I was just about to ask that.
Okay.
Cameo.
All right. Not a cameo, reoccurring.
Reoccurring friend of
We
show.
already had a verbal
Yes.
commitment.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had it last time.
Can we just like I said, it's one of those things like nothing matters more to us than than us, you know? So
Yeah, yeah.
if it's for friends supporting friends and, you know, we're
Yeah,
like,
we don't need drama from you guys.
Yeah.
This is a fun show. We're talking, imagining.
we would love to double
great,
date. We
'cause
would love to
We got to
support
build
you
out
guys.
a cast here pretty soon here, you know?
Producer hat,
Yeah.
Spencer.
I mean, I will say this. I miss being good TV.
All right, there we
You
go.
know?
You know, it's something deep in you that you can never
I just know
get
how
rid
to
of.
do it, you know?
I
It's
know.
just in
It's
your
like,
blood.
I
Nick.
know.
Give it
So there we go.
It's like riding a
Gonna
bike.
have to make some phone calls out of this. Push these networks a little bit. Got a
we got
ringer.
Nick.
Yeah. Got a ringer.
Well, I love you
Thank you
guys.
so
I
much.
wish you nothing but more success and happiness. And please, well, plug. Tell
I
them,
mean,
let's
all right.
plug.
Let's get really serious here. So Heidi right now is in the Billboard charts. And I've learned all this in the last week. To continue getting to number 1 in the Billboard charts, it's a journey. And on this journey, we need sales. If you can buy physical music on an iTunes store, that's great. If you can't, that's great too. Use YouTube Music if it's free. Stream Heidi's I'll Do It music video, which Lil Nas just put on his IG story this morning. And I'm going to misquote him, but I'm pretty sure he says, she's taking everything or something like it was major. So he's enjoying the music video. So that was great. Spotify, if you're on a Spotify playlist and you're listening to music, click the 3 little dots and share it out of the playlist because that teaches the algorithm that this needs to move up in the playlist. If you're in Apple Music, add to your playlist. So don't just be listening to it, make sure it's added to your library. Deezer, Amazon Music, anything that has music, like Pandora, Shazam, your radio station. If you have a local radio station, you have All Radio Matters. So they've been playing Heidi on the radio because people are calling, they're DMing, they're in the comment section, and it's making a difference. So if you're on an app, use the Reels, use the YouTube short sound, use the TikTok sound. All of this encompasses getting number 1 on Billboard, which, God willing, we do. It's a wrap.
I don't know why I didn't video that. That should have been a TikTok.
We'll make a video.
Okay.
Okay.
We got you.
There you go. I mean, I
Okay.
could keep going, but you know,
And it
also
will-
buy the vinyl.
Spencer's telling everybody buy the music.
Buy the music.
We'll see
So
you
good.
guys
guys.
next week. We didn't get to Beverly Hills or Southern Hospitality. Honestly, Beverly Hills was kind of slow this week. We'll pick it up all next week. Thank you to our guests, Olivia Holt and Heidi and Spencer. We'll see you next week. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.